Hey, we're live. Hey, what is going on? This is Nerdbauchery. Welcome back to another show of This is the Evil Team. We are in season 2. We're going to get started in a few minutes, but before we get started, just want to say a few quick things. I want to say first, thank you to our Patreon supporters, our subscribers, and our viewers. Also, you should definitely check out our Patreon page. We're going to put a link. I think it's exclamation. If somebody wants to throw in their exclamation point Patreon, you can go ahead and click on that link. We started some new stuff on our Patreon page. It's really exciting, like private games, private shows, where we're going to be doing a writing show that's private just for Patreon supporters. And then we're also going to do a Q&A with the cast that's just for Patreon supporters. So yeah, a lot of really cool stuff's going on. So if you're interested in supporting the show, I highly suggest check that out. Also want to thank a D&D Creative Table Design, Todd over there. Can't say enough about him. This page is huge. It's over 20,000 people now. I mean, that thing is just exploded. But that's because it's a really, really good community. If you've ever checked out that page, you see I'm up there a lot. My name is Tony Sloan, so you'll see my stuff all over the place. You know, I'm constantly putting pictures up there. But it's not just me. You have so many people posting terrain builds, you know, minis, giving advice on how to, you know, DM, how to build, you know, build what they're doing. Or if you just want to do it yourself, like there are people that build stuff just out of like just really, really amazing things out of the most basic materials, even like styrofoam, old thrown away wood. I've seen some incredible artists on that page. And yeah, so I highly suggest you check out D&D Creative Table Designs. If you put D&D Creative exclamation point in the chat, that will come right up for that link. Also want to thank Reaper Minis. We're going to be starting a painting show very soon. We're just setting that up now. We've already got the painter lined up, and great news, Reaper, thanks to them, have decided to supply us with free minis for our painting show, as well as some other things. They're also giving us a free boat, which is awesome. That big Kickstarter boat that they just got that we're going to be using for our upcoming Stefan game. So you got to make sure you stay tuned. It'll be a really cool thing right there. But yeah, Reaper is going to be giving us those free minis. So you'll see Jay, that's going to be our new painter. It's going to be called The Joy of Miniature Painting, kind of like a Bob Ross type thing. It's just, you know, chill, come and watch him paint and, you know, learn some stuff. Maybe I've never painted, so I hope to really learn some things with Jay and hopefully glean some knowledge, or maybe I can start using my gorilla hands to start actually painting some minis. They will not look good when I paint them, I promise you. Also want to thank Troll Lord Games. They are great. If you check them, if you put exclamation point troll in there, you'll see that their site is full of a bunch of supplementary material that will help DMs and players. You got modules, alternate rule sets, just everything you can want just to enhance your game and just make it better. So I highly suggest you check them out too. And then we've got stat trackers. James, he used to play on the good team, and they're going to be giving us for our giveaway for the Stefan game. We're going to talk to him so he can give us the stat trackers, and then we can give that away too. So yeah, and stat trackers, basically you see me use them all the time. It's just a DM tool that makes it where I don't have to look up, you know, the monster information. It's right there for me. Well, here, I have it right here next to me. Right there for me, right in front of my face, so I don't have to go through the book. I have all the cool little things right there at a glance. Just makes the game go smoother and faster. All right, so again, I'm Tony. I'm your DM. This is Nerdbauchery. This is episode 4 of, again, season 2 of the Evil Team. This is 5th edition rules. Everybody start out at level 5. You can check out our schedule down below if you want to see some more shows and everything else. We do a whole bunch of stuff now, so I don't want to go. I told you the new stuff, don't want to tell you the old stuff. You can check the schedule out, and that will tell you all the cool things that we're doing. So I'm gonna let the players go ahead and introduce themselves. We will start with Winged.
Hey everybody, I'm Winged Horizon, also known as Josh, and I'm playing Lucius Baravon, a high elf wizard from Thay, and he is an up-and-coming wannabe high elf necromancer, like a master necromancer, taking all the evil magic he can find and gathering his powers, hitching along a ride with these crazy-ass people, so he can just build his powers. They destroy everything in their sight and try to stay alive while they do stupid things.
That sounds about right. That sounds good. All right, so next we have Space.
Guys, I'm Space. I play Tempest, the half-elf. Storm Sorceress. Oh God, I get that wrong like all the time.
It's all good. You play good, so who cares how you pronounce?
I'm worried about Cutter. Hopefully we can get him back. So we'll see how that goes. I'm worried about Yuri too, but not as much.
Well, that's because your characters, Cutter and you have a relationship. Y'all are getting married in game. So that's like really serious that the person that your characters fall in love with is stuck inside there with this vampire. So yeah, that's some serious emotions right there. I should, next is Young.
Hello, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Young. I play a resident ancient paladin, Yuri. She's now currently stuck inside of a dungeon with Carter. And she's just watched all of her friends be separated by a boulder. So now she's in for a lot of revenge right now.
Revenge! And if you watched that last stream, everybody, with Yuri, it was an incredible stream. I'd have to say just the emotion that in that stream was incredible. I was almost tearing up watching it because seeing Yuri, it is incredible. So next is Eric.
Yeah, hey, so I'm Eric, and my name's been mentioned a couple times. I'm Cutter, and I'm kind of in a pickle. Give a very brief recap to people that didn't watch last session. And if you haven't watched it on YouTube, essentially, we came across Barnabas, the very powerful vampire. I picked a fight with him.
As usual.
As usual. And found out very quickly he's extremely powerful. And he gave an option for us to give up somebody to sacrifice. In his head, Cutter knew that he started the fight and his whole crew is potentially going to get killed. So he knew the crew wouldn't stop if he said, take me. So he initially said, take the paladin. And that created enough of a trust with the vampire, who then allowed everybody to back out. The other team didn't know that then I changed to what my real plan was, which, as I said, take me. And that was when there was a bit of a tug of war with this boulder door between myself and Helen the cleric. And I'm pretty sure that my barbarian's stronger, and so that's why he was able to close that boulder door. And now we're in a situation where is Barnabas going to go through with his agreement to me to let the paladin go so that Cutter can live and then Cutter's friends can survive?
We're going to find out because we got the evil DM coming. Rich is on his way. He's driving down to I live down the shore here in New Jersey. So he's driving to my house here on Labor Day weekend. So it's taken him quite a while. He's been on the road for like 3 hours so far. God bless him. But he's on his way. He'll be here probably in just a few minutes. And he's going to be DMing them tonight because he DM'd for this last bout. Because the evil team had told me that I was too nice, that I wasn't giving them enough,
nice.
that they didn't mind dying.
We take it all back.
Yeah, we had a private meeting where I specifically even said, "Are you sure?" Because I wanted to set expectations. I'm like, okay, now, so if y'all die, you know, if somebody dies, you're cool
I
with
just
this,
like
right?
to remark that Lucius never agreed to any of this. He said he preferred to live, and he thought the challenge was amazing during that battle.
I will totally second that, Lucius.
Well, a few people wanted more challenge, so I was like, okay. So I agreed, and I have called in my big guns because no matter how hard I try to be mean and cruel, like I just can't do it. It hurts me because I feel like, oh God, I'm being too cruel. But unfortunately, the other DM doesn't have those issues. He is fine. So he is going to be here in a little while, and he's going to do this battle with them, and hopefully it's going to be exciting.
And to be fair, this is your
what happens when you listen to a
encounter,
Duergar.
right? Like you set up this encounter.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
If I were playing, if it were me probably playing the vampire and the vampire spawns, y'all would probably blow through this easy. Okay, be like, there we go. Because I'm not going to do the cruel
Easy?
things.
I don't know.
It would be more. It would be more Tony style. I'm not going to do the cruel stuff like spider climb up the side of the wall so you can't help your player. That is sadistically
That's probably
cruel.
true. Yeah.
That is sadistically cruel. That is something only Rich would do. It's cool when he does it because it's realistic and organic and how a vampire would fight. But damn if it ain't mean. Damn if it ain't mean though.
That's why they call him Barnabas.
So
Yeah.
So
Beanie
I have-
baby.
I have some more insight on that, which people have kind of alluded to. By the way, for those of you that were listening to my really long recap, I did that because Rich the DM is driving here, so I was trying to delay things a bit. But it was a perfect storm because yes, we said, Tony, give us the pressure, give us the stress. One of our best episodes was against these two large water elementals. That was badass.
Yeah, it was.
We wanted more of that. And so Tony pulled out a CR13 vampire. If you don't know what that means a group of 13th level characters should be able to handle a vampire pretty easy. We're 5th. But if Tony plays him, right, he's an excellent DM, but his kind of super tactical rule knowledge is normal.
Are you trying to say he's a 5th level DM?
Whereas Rich is like I forget, was that Bobby Fischer, that chess master? Like, so you basically you took one of the hardest fights that we could have and gave him to somebody who knows every role that even people like Helen and other guys been playing 5th edition for a long time. We're like, wait, what?
Sure.
That's how that works.
And also, like Rich dreams of being a vampire. Like, he's thought about this a lot.
He does. He's played Strahd a bunch of times. He's DM'd. But I think
He's
also
the role model.
I think also what makes Rich really good with battles is the fact that because of his extensive knowledge, he's able to put himself in the mind of the monster. And that's really cool, like thinking about doing that spider climb up the wall. Like, ooh, I want to get my victim away from the people. He's thinking like the monster because he doesn't have to worry about like, okay, I already know all the rules, now I can focus on that. So that's definitely his strong point, and I have no problem admitting
when is your birthday?
That he's better than me at that in that area. What did you say?
When is your birthday, Tony?
My birthday is February 3rd. We got to introduce the rest of the people. Wait, hold on. Let me, Jimmy, Raven, introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Raven. My character is Jimmy Head Tricks, and I've been traveling around with these fools, and we're heading back down into a place where I'm more familiar, but I've never ever seen vampires in the Underdark. This is something different, right? But we ran across some Durgar. They're not my clan. I don't know them. They didn't have I didn't ask them about any goblins or anything that might have to do with my backstory. So well, we'll see what happens there if I survive this conflict.
He meted right there, mentioning the backstory. He met it. But your backstory of wanting to become kind of like a tradesman and initiate trade. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. Yeah. I haven't forgotten. I know exactly what you want. All right, so next is Amy.
Hi guys, I'm Amy and I play Helen Back. And Helen is the cleric. She is a worshiper of Hades and also a child of Hades. She has joined the party about a few sessions ago. They found her basically in a cage. Really not too much knowledge about her background other than she's been joining the party to heal them and kind of see where this thing goes.
Helen is definitely valued right now because she's a cleric.
Yes, she's a cleric, and she's hoping to do a few tricks up her sleeve with the current battle.
It's gonna be good.
We'll see how that goes.
It's gonna be intense. Next
also for the stream, just to also add just real quick, if you missed our last stream, one of the things you might be wondering about is as Helen and Cutter had their battle to make sure that stone wasn't rolled back. Helen was able to just reach out and touch Cutter at the last second to transfer her piece of her life into him to buy him more time.
Oh, epic. Nice. We should give, I'll ask Rich to be nice when he gets here.
No.
He just walked in the door.
Yes.
I couldn't even see him.
Opening the door now.
He was behind
3 hours on the road.
He literally, I didn't know he was here because I'm in the studio and there's like a screen here, so I couldn't see. So he was walking in. I was gonna say maybe he'll give Cutter and Yuri inspiration because they're in there. Maybe that will help him out, but I don't know. So we're gonna let Rich get started. Let me have this one last person introduce herself though. She's a very special guest star. I'll let her in Exile.
Exile,
Oh,
yay.
Excel's here, so those are
Yay,
my
Exile!
Hi. I'm Exile. I'm playing Scribbles. I'm a Kenku who takes the notes.
Yeah. And gonna kick some butt.
Maybe.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, I have a
maybe.
question
Hope so.
for
We'll
Scribbles.
try.
Scribbles, what kind of details do you have in your book? Do you have the juicy details in your book?
Ooh.
You'll never know.
Where
Ooh.
there's
Oh,
gonna
wow.
there's gonna be like stupid details in there that I'm like, Yuri decided Yuri got sacrificed. I'm like, goddamn.
One thing I want
Scribbles
to
has
mention.
wrote down your every conversation.
I
Well,
love it.
So,
Such
yeah.
a cool character.
Exile's also our pilot on our other game. One thing I want to mention is we're going to be having a massive giveaway soon. And we're going to be having giveaways for our upcoming game with Stefan Picorni and Ann Carlton. We're going to be doing, gift certificates. But we're also, Amy, who plays Helen back, painted for me a beautiful, beautiful. We can't pour on the accolades enough. Keep pouring and pouring and pouring. Her butt has become totally kissed. I mean,
Totally,
it is.
totally.
She has pucker marks. My pucker marks are permanently there with the name Tony on the side. But
Tony was here.
Tony was here, yeah. But she sent me a custom painted. You can see a picture of it on our Facebook page or Discord. A custom painted to look like the Underdark cavern set. Okay, and the floors actually almost look like they glow. It's really cool. I don't know if they work in blacklight. I don't know, but it looks really. Oh my God, they do work in blacklight.
Yes.
Oh my God! And now I almost wish I jokingly said to JC, if they work in blacklight, I'm gonna wish I hadn't given them away because that's freaking awesome. All right, well, it just went to be an even cooler giveaway. You're gonna get a custom painted Underdoom cavern set, one of a kind, painted by one of the cast, Amy herself, and it works under a black light. And for that giveaway, what we're trying to do is get to 75 subscribers. So when we get to 75 subscribers, we're going to do a massive giveaway. So we got about, I think 30 subscribers right now. So we still need to get a few more. It's going to be to get there, but I know that we can do it. And that giveaway, I mean, with her custom paint job and everything, I'd value that thing about $250, $300. I mean,
I
easy.
really want to get that.
Yeah, I'd value, especially with
That's
the
awesome.
black light, definitely $300 because you aren't going to find a black light freaking terrain anywhere else. That's freaking awesome. All right, so I'm gonna let Rich sit down and I'm gonna let him play with y'all. And
Same thing.
no.
Like the first time. Kill us.
All right.
Love to.
All right, guys.
Remind me to resub real quick.
Here comes Rich. Oh yeah, and don't forget, if you put exclamation Amazon point, you can use your Amazon free subscription, and that counts towards the sub count for the giveaway.
Hey, Tony, the video, if you maybe put that back up.
Tony, put the video back up
Can you put the video back up, JC?
On Zoom.
on Zoom.
On Zoom. Oh, let's show them a little. Here, I'll show the screen.
Hold on one moment.
Here's the piece that Amy did that works under black light, and here's a piece of the wall that Amy did. So you get this whole set.
Oh yeah, that looks black light.
You get all these pieces, this whole big box, when we get to 75 subscribers. Awesome.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Rich, you look good.
Hey, Rich.
He does look good, doesn't he?
Mhm.
I wonder if flattery works. You think
I
that
mean, as always.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, I can tell he do
How about a
that.
charisma?
I have charisma. I could probably do it if I wanted to.
Oh man. 21.
So, you fail.
Oh wow.
You need a 30. That's what he's saying.
That is a very hard DC. Oh.
No.
Tony, I'm looking at this map and I cannot find our creatures.
What, the vampires?
Yeah.
You.
Oh yeah, I got you. Hold on.
I'm
Hey, I rolled a
scrolling.
I got you.
20 on D&D Beyond.
Yes, that's it. We all
I
fell.
rolled a natural
Is
25.
it?
Still fail.
Oh, still fell.
Still fell.
Why
I
not?
I get bribed with food, nothing more.
There they are.
Oh, you know,
Here's Barnabas.
you know, where you still carries.
I got these shrimp balls, but actually they're all mine, so.
This.
Tony. So I don't grab that by accident.
That's what I was looking
So,
All right, so grins and giggles, I re-rolled it on roll 20, and it was the same exact roll.
Same roll.
Right.
Look at that.
That's luck.
So how is everybody doing today? Let's start with
Good,
some
man.
pleasantries.
Oh, good.
Very good, Rich. How are you? Sorry for your long drive. The short traffic's a nightmare.
Yeah, I didn't realize it till I hit the road, and it took me 45 minutes to get over 20 miles an hour, which is like 1,700 kilometers or whatever it is, for those of you that aren't in America. Yeah, it was absolutely miserable. But that's okay. It just gave me more time to think and plan.
Yeah, thanks for driving down and
Yeah, man.
DMing for us. So
Absolutely.
Also, by the way, it's actually a lot faster if you drive in miles instead of kilometers.
Exactly. That's why I drive in miles. All right. So I'm guessing Tony did a recap already?
Yep.
You're already good. You can start.
All right. So as we left off, the boulder was pushed out of the way by Cutter, leaving Cutter and Yori in the room with Barnabas and his spawn, as well as a couple of swarms of bats that have since moved back to the ceiling. Let's look at the initiative order here. And as things come to a start from our last session, as this is a new encounter, effectively, we start the initiative off with Lucius.
Lucius, you there? Oh no, he's not here.
Oh no,
He's
where'd
not
Lucius
sitting
go?
in his chair. Boo.
Both,
Boo.
both the player and the character ran away.
Fitting for the elf.
What was our immediate plan? Were we going to take a rest?
no,
So
No.
you're gonna take a long
we
rest,
don't have
right?
time to take a rest.
no.
Sure you do.
All right, we're just gonna blow up the rock then.
Well, I was going to try and move it, but I'm lower in the initiative order, so I have to wait.
Right.
Yeah. So we were just waiting for Lucius to return so we can actually get started.
Yeah.
Does anyone know how long ago he left?
Just a moment ago.
I was gonna say,
He's coming back now.
did he hear my voice and just run away?
I think that's what happened. Yes.
That makes sense.
I mean, I was tempted myself.
I've had 2 weeks to plan this encounter, so I hope you all enjoy it.
Lucius, your initiative order.
We begin,
turn
and you
is
start
up.
the initiative.
I would like to hold my turn. We're still behind a boulder, right?
Yes.
You are behind a boulder. You can ready an action.
I would like to
Holding
ready
your
an action. I'm going to
All right.
ready my action for if that boulder opens, I would like to cast a sun bolt, a lightning bolt laced with radiant damage.
I'm guessing
Barnabas.
you're targeting Barnabas, and if you can get more than one minion in that bolt as well, you will.
Of course, I'm aiming for
Yes.
Barnabas. I'm aiming for Barnabas and well, hopefully not one of my allies.
All right. So when that comes, you will use you have expended the spell slot to cast it, and when that comes through the initiative, when that boulder is moved, if that boulder is moved, you will then use your reaction to shoot the spell as you have stated.
Where am I located right now in that town?
You can position. We can say that you're all sort of piled near the entryway. It's about, what would you say, about 15 feet wide, Tony?
It's 10 feet wide.
On the other side of the boulder.
Oh, 5 feet wide.
It's 5 feet wide,
Yep.
going into the room, right?
This
All right. So,
5 feet, one person.
but if they're all squeezing in the area, so you can all move around. That's one of the things. So if you know that other people are going to be moving the boulder, you can actually wait for them to push it and move out of the way before releasing the bolt. Did I lose you guys? Hello? Everything froze up. Yeah, I have no audio whatsoever.
That might
Not yet. Technical difficulties. We think the Zoom
Okay, so
froze.
stream is running. Okay, just wanna make
Technical difficulties are wonderful,
Just
ladies and
type
gentlemen.
no, we're coming back. We're coming back.
Tony, I hate this mouse so much.
I got you. I'll type. I got you.
I got it. No, I hate the mouse. So, are you guys ready to see the nightmare that I'm about to put these players through?
Did you start another Zoom meeting?
It's starting up now. People are popping in. Do. Hello.
Hello.
And we are back. All right, what's the last thing everybody heard?
Lucius was trying to hold his action.
Yes, so Lucius, you are in a 5-foot wide passageway, but you can wait until the boulder is moved and your allies are out of the way before releasing the spell.
Okay.
So you do not technically put your allies in danger of it.
And if I have to, if I have to move into the room I would like to, no matter what, my goal is to hit Barnabas.
Okay, we can work with that. All right, that being said, it is now on Alia, one of the spawn. So Yori and Cutter, you stand within the room, seeing that you are alone with these 5 undead as they start to circle around you behind Barnabas. So Tony, if you would move one of the spawn towards the party, with Barnabas still standing next to Cutter, if I'm not mistaken. And one of the spawn has now moved.
Well, they're all near kind of this way. Except for this one.
That one will be moving over.
Where's where?
Put them next to Barnabas. On the other side of the...
He'd have to... He could hit the dash.
Yeah. They're moving over.
Right, so he can get right here.
And with that, we come to Tempest.
You're on mute, I think.
Thank you. I would like to hold my action. So whenever the boulder gets moved, I'm gonna cast a shatter. I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
cast a
shatter.
Yes.
Okay.
At Barnabas.
So remember that if I'm not mistaken, shatter is a 20-foot square. Double check the spell description just so you're not accidentally catching your party in it as well. But yes, you can hold that spell, and if you read it and realize it's not what you want, we can trade the spell out.
It is 60 feet at a point of your choice within range.
And what is the radius of the shatter?
Just says 60 feet. Oh wait, hold on 1 second. 10-foot radius spear centered on a point that must make so it's a 10-foot radius spear.
So 20 feet across, yes.
Okay, but
So
I can choose where I want to put it.
Yes, as long as your allies within the room do not move into a dangerous position, you should be able to target Barnabas and some of his minions, if not all of them, without targeting the party when that time comes.
Okay.
So, depending on how people move at this point. So. Yep, that's a perfect example of what they would be looking at. So they're going to want to be laying that out as soon as the boulder moves with a shatter. So you're going to have a lightning bolt shooting into the room, followed by a ear-splitting explosion of sound that will hopefully be causing quite a bit of harm. And with that, it comes to Barnabas. Standing there, looking at the two of you. You can notice his posture is relaxed. Now, you see, chivalry such as that usually doesn't go unrewarded, but what can I say in this instance? I have food for my family. I have you, Cutter. And you were so kind as to leave your dog here with you. I'm going to enjoy this. And he looks into your eyes, Cutter. I need you to give me a wisdom save. I believe it's wisdom save. It might be
Yes, it's wisdom. I had him do it last week. 1 second. I got advantage because of my elfishness.
You do have advantage against charm, which is helpful. And what kind of barbarian are you, by the way?
He is a barbarian with a subclass of the Path of the Ancestral Guardian.
Oh. All right, I'm waiting to see. I do not see your roll. There it goes. Nope, that's your initiative.
Oh. 1 second. The anticipation. Here we go.
And that is an 11.
And I go roll. I don't see it yet. Is that both? Is that 2?
That is 2 of them. You have an 11 and a 5.
So you gave me an inspiration for me to jackass last week and offering up Yuri. So I will burn that and I'll give one more shot.
All right.
Do it.
I will allow it. One thing
21. 21, baby.
Yeah.
And with a 21, you feel that gaze penetrate into your mind, and you can almost hear his voice whispering in your head. And for a moment, you have that sensation that this is an old friend. This is someone that you can trust. Everything he's saying is making sense. And then over his shoulder, you can see Yuri and the look of absolute hatred in their eyes. And you shake free of the effect.
So let me know when I can do or say something.
No, you can speak freely in this moment. Your turn is coming up after Yori's, who is next in the initiative order. But before Yori goes, I would like everybody to give me a perception check.
Of course, because nothing ever comes with.
An 8.
Okay.
$16.
Mm-hmm. Is that everybody? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. That's everybody. All right. Everybody actually rolls high enough. Yes, even you, Jimmy. The DC was not high because as you're standing outside of this cavern, and even those of you inside, you can feel tremors moving through the cavern, like the ground itself is shaking, almost as if some sort of excavation is going on nearby. And as you're feeling this, it's unnerving, and for a moment you're wondering if the cave is about to collapse on you, but you look up and the stalactites and the stone above you stay still. A couple of pieces of scree and debris fall down, but nothing larger than a pebble here or there. But as you look at the ground, you can see stones shaking and rattling in their place. You can see the dirt that's been tramped down. Some of it's kicking up into dust. And Jimmy, from your years living in the Underdark, living in the underground tunnels of your people, you remember hearing tales and stories of gigantic creatures that lived within the earth. And you remember the horror stories that were told to sort of kowtow the children to do as they were told, or these great beasts would come to get you. And every single one of these stories always started with tremors such as this.
Right.
With that-
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, say what you were going to say.
These are child's tales come to life. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay. With that, Yori, it comes to you, standing there, the whole person removed, the charm no longer clouding your vision, great sword poised to swing above your head from where you were frozen. And before you, you see Cutter, who has not abandoned you. You see Barnabas right there, and you see his minions behind him. What do you do?
I'm going to enjoy this. And I'm going to enjoy this. Because when you decide to mess with my companions, I don't think you want to see that side. And with that, with the evil
Yuri.
laughter, she is going to what?
Yuri, wait. And I turn back to Barnabas. I say, your mind tricks have failed on me, but I have failed myself in thinking that you would go along with your agreement. But I ask you this, Barnabas. I know now that you're not a man of honor, but are you a man of strategy and long-term view? As a vampire, you should be that way. How about instead of 2 souls tonight, you get souls every night for hundreds of days? And think too, if you slay us, what chance do you have of protecting this mushroom patch that you have as your home when my companions know where you are? Do you think that they will never come back? Do you think they will not be friends? I offer you yet another negotiation.
And you seem to have caught Barnabas's attention, standing just like this, watching you. Now, I will say, Yuri, as Cutter is explaining all of this to Barnabas and somehow roping him into this tale, you see an opening, and if you were to strike, you would have advantage.
Woo! Uh-oh.
I'm gonna take.
You gonna take it? Oh, the shit.
And now I get to click advantage. Fuck yes. And with that,
This is the time for a nat 20 right now.
21.
A 21 is not a natural 20, but it is more than enough for you to hit. Dealing 14 radiant damage and 9 slashing. Where's the radiant damage coming from? That's
my
you
natural smite.
Your divine smite requires a spell slot.
Yes.
Now, are you going to be, since you did hit and you would be dealing 9 slashing, is your greatsword magical?
I do not think so.
Okay. From what you've seen, how easily these creatures have been healing, you know that non-magical weaponry seems to be less effective against them. But you also know that these creatures are very clearly undead, and your divinity seems to cause a hell of a lot more damage to them than it would a normal creature. So if you were to use your divine smite right now, you also know it would be more powerful. You actually get to roll an additional D8 on top.
Ooh.
Do it, do it, do it.
So if you burn a first level spell slot, you get 14 plus your additional 1d8, which is another 3. That's if you're burning a first level. You could burn a higher level spell slot if you so wanted and roll an additional d8 as well.
I'm just going to stick with 1 for now because I don't want to burn them all in the same round.
All right, with that, you bring your greatsword down. Barnabas distracted. And the blade, as you swing, you see your strike is going to connect. You say your silent prayer to your god, and that blade ignites the edge in a burning white light as you slice down from his shoulder blades halfway down his back, and you see that the weight of the weapon is nothing compared to that burning heat that leaves a cauterized wound covering his shoulder blades, actually cutting him open to the bone there as you burn through, dealing a grand total of 26 damage.
Ooh.
You deserve that.
Barnabas lets out a howl of rage and turns towards you, and in unison, you see all of his minions do the same.
Yes.
Anything else, Yuri? You still have your movement and your bonus action. You've only used your action.
Don't I have 2 attacks?
You should have 2 attacks. You could take a second strike now if you so chose. You no longer have advantage on the strike, though. It was for that first initial attack.
No worries.
Does the smite continue for her second attack?
Per attack, you have to use it on each strike.
Yeah.
But that's how I watched an 11th level paladin do almost 200 points of damage to a creature before. In a round.
That's gonna be 18. That's gonna be just the regular smite I get with the weapon.
You're gonna the regular smite you get with the weapon?
It's naturally, since I'm a ancient paladin, I have smite or something.
Let me take a look at that real quick. I am not familiar with your build, if that's the case.
Starting at 2nd level, when you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack, you can expend 1. It's the spell slot.
So you would actually, if you do this one, you will be dealing an additional 9 radiant. Otherwise, it's just the slashing.
Oh, okay. So I'm burning the 1 spell level. Okay.
Do it.
Okay. Otherwise, and I will tell you this mechanically, because technically the radiant damage and the slashing damage would be separate, and the slashing would still be halved. I don't like that. So if you do not burn a divine smite, that 13 will be cut in half.
Oh, okay. So I will burn the spell level for that one. Okay, my mistake.
All right. So with that, you deal another 22 points of damage. Just
the extra D8.
And roll an extra D8. I forgot about that. Thank you very much.
That's another 8.
Fucking hell!
Nice.
Gotta love smite.
Gotta love Yuri.
For real.
Finally, after having the natural ones the entire game.
I will say this much, DM to players. Yuri, in a single turn, you have taken almost half of his hit points.
No way.
In a single turn.
Way.
Yep.
Oh shit.
That sounds like a Tony.
Paladin, dude.
That's why paladins are frigging terrifying. Why do you think he isolated her first?
Are you sure it's not me?
I was surprised.
Right
I was honestly surprised as the paladin. I'm like, I'm surprised you actually let me go.
Oh,
because now it's your doom.
So somebody just brought up. They thought Yuri has a magical weapon. Yuri,
can you check your character sheet, please?
Maybe you do. Have a +1 sword.
I thought I just had the great sword. I have a great sword, a short sword, and a javelin. But I wasn't sure if any of my weapons were Oh wait, I forgot. I can choose 1 magical weapon.
Yeah, the +1. Yeah, you had the +1 greatsword.
Yes, I'm sorry. So my greatsword is actually magical. I'm sorry about that.
And it's a +1, so we are going to add an additional 2 damage.
Yeah, and remember, you get +1 to hit, so I would adjust that.
Yeah, make sure you adjust your character sheet, but you can do that off turn. Your attack and your damage both go up by 1, and it bypasses magical damage reduction. Yes. Well worth noting. So yeah, you've done a hell of a lot of damage in a single turn, and he does not like that.
You're gonna get everything that's coming to you.
Living for it. Go ahead, girl.
And with that, I end my turn, and I'm just smirking. I have an evil smirk on my face that says, "Come get it." That's all. That's basically the last thing.
So much fog. I'm trying to see. Okay, yeah. And with you right up on Barnabas like that, he is going to take one of his legendary actions after your turn. Moving to strike you. As he howls in rage, you turn and his face is just that bestial snarl as, whip fast, one of his hands strike out to grab you. It would help if I actually clicked the right friggin' thing.
Can I interrupt you, Rich, real quick? Is he moving away from me?
No, he's staying right where he is.
Okay, cool.
He does not have advantage, so it's a standard strike.
Miss.
That's a 27.
I hate
no miss.
I can't shield that.
And with that, his hand shoots out, grabbing you by the throat and just lifting you off the ground. You are currently grappled. Oh, I am going to get everything I deserve. Starting with watching your pulse weaken and fade. And with that, it's on. Well, mind you, your throat is being crushed. So that's what you think.
Yep.
With that, it's on Cutter.
All right. I'll actually get to go. I'm not going to get to go. So I say, you see, Barnabas, why I chose the paladin? You let the lion stay behind with me. And then I'm going to grapple him.
So this is an opposed grapple check. So
Yep.
with
Oh,
one
and
of your attacks, you're going to be making a athletics check versus my athletics or acrobatics.
This is like the ultimate thumb war.
And I'm going to rage right before. So
Weren't you
I'll roll-
raging?
I'll
Weren't you
role play it a
raging
little
last
bit more.
week?
You were raging last week.
We stopped raging, I think, right? Because
No,
we're, like,
your
walking around.
raid, you went into a rage when you pushed the boulder, so you've actually used your second rage. You're currently in it because it's still been
Okay,
one
cool.
round.
All right. So I'm always angry. All right.
No, you wanted to make sure you were successful in pushing me out the door.
No, absolutely. Sorry. I was trying to save you guys. Okay, here we go. Athletics, right?
Yep.
Here we go.
She's never going to let you forget that.
25.
Okay.
All right. Now
Let's see.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Make your roll.
Let's see how he does with this, because it's going to take me a natural 20 to still fail, because he has a +4. That is a total of 20. With that, as he has Yuri up by the throat, you move. I'm going to assume you move behind, wrapping your arm around his outstretched arm and around his head.
I'm going to grab him around the throat.
Choker hold.
Okay, so we have a double chokehold going now.
Yep.
That's your first attack. All of your other attacks against him until he is no longer grappled have advantage.
All right. Then I will stab him. I will stab him with the sword, and I say, "My turn." Actually, yes, I will. Yes, absolutely, absolutely, I will do that. So to hit Eric.
Your emaciated barbarian whose blood has been drained from his body, muscles taut against the skin. You see him grabbing Barnabas by the throat as he takes his sword and goes to impale him with an 18, stabbing deep
Didn't
within
roll well.
Barnabas's gut. Unfortunately, is that a magical weapon or no?
It's a +2.
It's a +2 weapon.
Yeah, I rolled a 1 for my damage, but there's no resistance, so that's good.
I don't remember giving him a +2 anything.
I stole it from that boss.
He stole it from a boss, apparently.
Oh, I can't remember.
It was a mayor.
He stole it from a mayor?
Yeah, that 7th level fighter.
The 7th level fighter.
Oh yeah, I don't remember him stealing it, but whatever.
Hey, if he stole it, I'll give it to him. They need all the help they can get right now.
Give it, yeah, they need help.
So that'll be a total of 7 damage piercing into Barnabas's gut. He is not a happy camper right now. So you just jab that blade in, pushing with what strength you have, your rage fueling you as you twist that blade and rip it out, leaving a gaping wound that this thick, almost tar-like consistency blood starts oozing from the wound.
And Barnabas, I have yet another negotiation. How about you fuck off?
Enjoy it while you can. Will that be your turn, Cutter?
Yes, it is. All done.
Good, because at the end of your turn, he jerks Yuri in for a bite. And a 28 will absolutely hit Yuri as Yuri takes a grand total. Wait, no, Yuri, you're an Ozamar, right?
Yes, I am. I'm
So
an
you are
ancient paladin also.
So you are resistant to necrotic damage, meaning that
Correct.
you only take 4 necrotic, not 9.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So you take a grand total of 9 total damage, but you take 4 necrotic and 4 points are removed from your life total. Your maximum HP is reduced by 4.
Interesting.
And as Barnabas's teeth sink into your flesh and your blood starts to fill his mouth, Cutter, you can actually see that sword wound that you just gave him is pulsing and squelching as it slowly starts to close and heal itself.
And as a quick reminder, he's still hit because he rolled a 21, but he also has disadvantage because I have him grappled. Just a reminder.
It would be a normal roll because he has advantage against Yuri because she's grappled, so it would still be that first roll.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought. Okay, just clarification for myself. I thought you only get advantage if they're restrained.
Technically, I'm grappled, but does
Wait
that
a
consider
moment.
grappled and restrained?
I just want to double check on the rules. That's all.
You might be actually correct. Grapple is the one thing that is a pain in the neck. To
Grapple
always
just
remember
sets
what is
movement
what.
speed to 0 and
It's restrained that gives advantage.
Yeah.
Cool.
I've been DMing for 18 years and I still constantly forget how things work with it.
You grapple with grapple.
Speed from 0. Yeah, it's just a speed from 0. It doesn't give disadvantage. I'm just double checking.
Yeah, it's restrained,
You
isn't
can
it?
still attack.
Normally. So a grapple person only has 0 movement?
Yes, it reduces
nice.
movement, prevents all movement.
And that's it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that's useful.
So regardless, that 28 or the 21 would have hit, right?
Yeah.
The 28 was the first roll, so. But you have now burned his legendary actions for the round with all of that, and it comes to one of the spawn, which dive at you, Cutter.
Okay.
Trying to break the grapple. So they're trying to distract you enough to drop your grapple on him as they go to slash at you.
Cutter's grappling the vampire.
Mm-hmm. The vampire has Yuri by the throat. Cutter has Barnabas by the throat.
So it's a grapple and a grapple, and it's kind of amazing how I'm thinking about this because I'm like,
Waiting for it to load up properly because it's roll 20. Because roll 20 is great. All right. First claw attack against Cutter. No advantage. They're not going to bother to move into an advantageous position. A 23 to hit.
Yes, absolutely.
You take 8 slashing damage.
I'm down to, so I take half that.
So you
Right.
take 4.
Yeah, so I'm down to 21.
And they try once more. An 11 to hit.
That'll miss.
All right, they claw you that first time. The second time, you actually are able to avoid their claws digging into your flesh. You're not going to fall for the same thing twice. And with that, it's on Jimmy.
Right,
I thought I went before Jimmy.
I am. I'm looking around, and there's rumbling, and I'm actually like super worried about this because this is waking kind of an innate fear in me. This has been told to me as a child that when the ground rumbles, ancient creatures will rise up and take you to their lairs to devour you. And I've never experienced this ever, even once, in my long travels in the Underdark. So this is frightening for me. I'm looking around, and my feet are moving. It's kind of quaking a little bit, but I'm still going to hold fast, and I'm going to look back at the door, at the boulder rather. And I'm going to hold my action for when Helen moves the trigger is Helen moving the boulder.
You're gonna help me?
I can help you.
Okay.
That was not my intention. And I realize that it is an actually very high DC. So I am actually going to change my plan a little bit. I'll help you.
I did let you guys know last week that the boulder's DC to move it is an 18.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm going to help you and I'm just going to give you advantage. My strength is not minimal. It's pretty okay. It's 15. So I think that's
it's the same
enough.
as mine. It's the same
Yeah,
as mine.
it's enough to give you, I think, aid. I'm going to use the aid action.
Okay, so on their turn, they are going to roll with advantage to move this boulder with Jimmy's help.
So, Rich?
Yes.
I would like to do this as an appropriate, so a pretend legendary action, but really it's something that should have happened when I hit him with the sword.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually would have affected the damage on Yuri, but I didn't say anything, so we can do it now. So after I stab him, I say, "Oh, and we are not alone." And after I stab him, then out of the floor rise a bunch of ghosts that look like probably Cutter's clan, and one of them stands right in front of Yuri with a shield, which is the ancient ancestral guardian ability that would kick in.
And what does that do?
So any attacks that he does are disadvantaged against the target, and then they also get resistance. He can only attack me without suffering all those penalties.
Okay.
And it only lasts for 1 round, so I have to hit him every round.
All right. So this is but it lasts for the entire round until it comes back to your turn.
Yes.
So that will actually qualify for his turn as well. So that's actually very useful.
Yeah.
Good to know. All right. Jimmy, that was the entirety of your turn? Jamie?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. I'm doing
grabbing
the
a help
aid action. So I've walked up to the boulder and I've got my hands on the boulder and we're gonna move it together.
And you're effectively doing the countdown. With that, we come to Helen.
All right, so Helen will use her action to try and move the boulder with Jimmy.
All right, go ahead and give me
Well, we'll roll
a
twice.
check with advantage.
That was a terrible first roll.
What'd you roll?
A 10 and a 13.
Yeah,
Ooh,
we
okay.
push and we cannot move the boulder.
So the two of you are pushing, and you can feel the stone starting to move, but you just don't have enough strength to get it out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to turn to Tempest, and I see her, readying something, and I'm going to say, so this is the guy, right? This is the one you want to make babies with? Well, honey, we can't move this. We can't get in there to help, Loverboy, unless this boulder gets moved, honey. And we're trying to push it, and it ain't going nowhere. You got something up your sleeve? And then I'm going to take Jimmy's hand and pull him away so that we're not in front of the boulder and look at
where are we going? Nah.
At Tempest and say, see what you can do.
Ready to unleash you're gonna unleash her on this boulder. Jesus Christ, guys.
Well, she's got shatter ready, so she could target it right at that boulder since we failed.
Unfortunately, that would also mean that 10 feet out from the boulder would also be targeted, which would be everybody within that little tunnel area.
Oh, so I can't my move action. I can't.
You
move out of the
can
way
move
with
out
the
of the
rest
way.
Group?
But you would be leaving Jimmy behind.
I can't bring him with me.
To do so, you would be moving at half speed, so you would have 15 feet of movement.
Well, Jimmy can dash.
I think
Well, Jimmy's turn is already over.
Oh yeah,
I have 30 feet. I have 30 feet of movement, so 15 would get us out of the way, right?
15 feet would get you out of the way, assuming that there's not other people directly in your way, which for the sake of this, we're going to say you can do so safely.
All right, thank you, DM. So I will take Jimmy with me and point to the boulder and say, Tempest. What, Jimmy?
I was just saying, as you pulled me away bodily from the boulder.
Let her do her magic thing. Come on.
Okay, all right, I'm coming.
So Helen grabs Jimmy, yanking him away from the boulder that they were unable to move, while telling Tempest to unleash their fury on this giant stone blocking their path. Tempest, do you want to burn your spell to attack the boulder with shatter?
Yes, I will. I'm casting it at a higher level. So give me 1 second.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
We tried.
So that's 2d8. Is that 2d8? 3d8. So that's 4d8. Okay.
4d8 damage. Oof. Go ahead and throw shatter in the chat for me.
I believe structures take extra damage from it.
And it's a rock, so it has disadvantage even though it's a rock.
Rock, it can't do much.
A creature made of inorganic material, a non-magical object, also takes the damage if it's in the spell's area. So that 10-foot radius sphere, 3d8, and you're casting it at 3rd level?
Yes.
So you dealt 4d8 thunder damage. Oh, wow. 1, 1, 7, and 8. Dealing 17 points of damage to this stone.
How average.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you went the high end and the low end there, so it is what it is. But I will say that is a significant amount of damage to a large rock, and you can actually see a huge crack starting to form in it, moving all the way down. Yori and Cutter, as well as everyone else within the room, you hear that resounding boom from the other side of the boulder. Yori, your head whips around for just a split moment, still held by Barnabas's neck as you turn to the side, and you can actually see chunks of the boulder on this side breaking away as a visible crack moves from the boulder also into the floor.
Here comes the cavalry.
Can I just say to Helen, I just turn back to Helen and I say, I'm not leaving without Cutter. He made me a promise and I intend for him to keep that promise.
And Helen's going to say back to Tempest, damn girl, then let's go get him.
Well, in the cavalry.
Here comes the cavalry.
And with that, we come to Scribbles.
Right, so for my bonus action, Scribbles is going to summon the Feathers of Corlin, which is my flavor of the Astral Arms, so I can use my Wisdom modifier in place of my Strength for this. And I'm going to attempt to move the boulder.
Go ahead and give me a Strength check. Well, give me an Athletics check, but you're using your Wisdom, I guess.
Yeah.
Go for it. And with a 17, as those feathers and arms come out, as was described to me last time, by the way, amazing subclass, you push on those two halves of the boulder, and they actually fall to either side, splitting open as if you were parting a curtain. And as they fall to either side, before you, you see Yuri. Now, I'm going to interrupt your turn for just one moment. Lucius, you have a readied action held to move in and be able to blast Barnabas. Do you want to take it? You will need 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You will need to use all of your movement to get into a point where you can strike Barnabas and one of his minions without hitting your allies with a lightning bolt.
Lucius says, looks over at looks over at Tempest and he says, I better live to regret this. And runs in there.
You're going to put him right behind, you're going to put Lucius right behind Yuri.
I'm going to get in there. As I'm running in there, I'm just
directly behind. Moving
my hands and crackling and then twirling them a little bit and just breathing hard as I concentrate on changing the elements of the spell. And I cast the lightning bolt and infuse it with the sunbeam light right at Barnabas.
All right. We're going to roll for the spawn first. The spawn had a 17, so the spawn saves. And Barnabas, the normal roll.
Damn.
Saves as well, taking half damage from the radiant.
14 radiant, I guess.
So 14 radiant damage. Still nothing to sneeze at. As that bolt of pure white light blasts through Barnabas's shoulder.
You thought you were done with me? I'm not done with you.
Let go of him. And it also blasts directly through center mass of one of the spawn directly behind him. Why is that not updating? Why? The damage is not updating for some reason. I got it. It's just, I love.
A quick question: if they're doing a DC, does Barnabas going to be at a disadvantage because he's being grappled?
Unfortunately, no. It does not change the.
Because he's trying to move. Actually, he can move out of the way.
No, but a dexterity save is any number of things, such as twisting your body, moving, and he would just as easily, twisting out of the way of this lightning bolt, be pulling Cutter out of the way of the shot as well. So he's in the fact of him doing this, it's also preventing both of your allies who are grappled or grappling him from taking the damage as well. Oof.
Whatever burns him.
Scribbles, we come back to you. You have used your action to push this boulder out of the way. You've summoned your wings, and you have movement left. What do you want to do?
I have movement left?
No, Scribbles.
I have movement left. I'd like to... Will I be able to move up to the vampire?
Based on what I am seeing here... 30... You do not, unless you have more than 30 movement, you do not have a space to get next to Barnabas, no.
Keep in mind,
I have 40.
Yeah, and
have 40.
And extra reach.
Yeah.
I do have extra reach, yeah, but it was my action to move the boulder, so I don't have another attack.
Yeah, unfortunately, where you're at right now, with Barnabas also is currently surrounded on all sides. There is no space where you can get next to Barnabas. Tony, from where everything is there a spot that is within 10 feet of Barnabas that Scribbles could go?
The boulder's gone, right?
The boulder is gone, but if he stands in the space of the boulder, he could be able to lean around the wall to strike him, yes.
Well, Cutter is actually right there.
But he can still, it would be soft cover, so Barnabas would have a +2 to his AC, but he can still strike him.
Well, say, would he be within 5 feet?
He would be within 10 feet. Remember, he has the reach because of that astral self.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
He could reach that far.
All right, so yeah, you're going to step right into the entryway there, giving you room to strike Barnabas if need be.
There you go. Right in the entryway.
Yeah, and I can attack this round, right? I have to wait for next round?
You have to wait for your next round because you've used your action to move the boulder and your bonus action to activate your ability.
Perfect. That'll be the end of my turn then.
All right, with that, we come to one of the spawn. We are going to say it is the one right back behind Yori, who is going to also strike at her. Because... Actually, wait. No. That one is going to turn on you, Lucius. Because it just saw you shoot pure friggin' sunlight from your hand. It wants nothing to do with that. And it does not want to see that repeated. A 24 to hit. Dealing 7 slashing damage.
Rich, did that character move away from me? Was it next to me or not?
No, it just turned. No, it's the one that's directly next to Yori.
Gotcha. Thank you.
And it's literally within 5 feet of him, so it's literally just turning in place effectively. As far as the grid is considered. And the second strike is a grand total of 8 to hit. I'm guessing an 8 does not hit, Lucius.
I don't think so, no. I definitely am able to dodge out of that one with my high elf and nature demeanor.
Mina, however, is going to go, and Mina is the one that is next to Cutter. Actually is the one behind Barnabas to the right there, is going to climb Tony. Is that a statuette or is that a vampire spawn next to Cutter on the map? The brown one.
This?
Yeah, no, other side.
This?
No, other way. No. Where's the laser pointer? Yes.
You guys need a laser pointer.
Or other left. The other left.
No. There, directly in the uppermost corner of the map. Directly next to the green hair, to my left. That's closer to me. Tony, where's the laser pointer? That.
So where's the laser pointer? It's right over there.
Where?
You
were
had a
just
laser
playing with it
pointer
over
last
there.
time.
Yeah, no. Tony was just playing with it.
Who's on first?
It should be right there.
It's hidden underneath and behind everything.
There we go.
Damn it.
Ta-da!
Professional stream.
Professionalism at its finest.
And it's not even working.
Oh,
Is the
good.
battery
Battery's
The
gone.
battery died.
Don't look at it with your
That.
eyes.
What is that?
Is it too wet?
gone? This?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just a piece of the cavern. That's terrain.
That's I was asking, was it terrain or is that a creature?
That's terrain.
Is there an open space on the other side there?
Yes, there is.
So this vampire spawn here is going to wall run effectively, like skitter across the wall
That's so evil.
to the other side of
I
Cutter.
never would have thought about moving it like that's what I'm talking about. That kind of movement that you think make it like the monster.
And with that, it's going to claw the shit out of Cutter. And now it has advantage because it's on the other side of Barnabas.
Ooh.
That's a crit.
Good thing
For
that I have
14.
yep. Good thing I have damage
Four-
reduction.
Yep. 14 slashing damage reduced to 7 because of your rage.
I'm down to 24 hit points.
As the second claw digs in as well.
Ah! I'm still going to kill your master.
I'm guessing a 10 will miss.
Yes.
And with that, we come to the top of the order. But, Lucius, before you go, I need everybody to give me another perception check.
Just Lucius or
Everyone.
Everyone.
Why'd you say my name?
Because you're next in the initiative. We're back to the top of the
Oh,
round.
okay.
Grand total of 9.
I don't see crap because mine was a toe.
21.
11.
Everybody except for Yori,
Yeah.
you feel that rumbling growing louder and stronger. Jimmy, your stomach turns to water as you feel everything starting to move. You know something is coming. Something
Clench my
big.
buttocks.
Something bad. And as it does, everybody still within the passageway, not yet in the room, you see one of the walls starting to crumble and collapse as you see large spiked chunks of chitinous armor writhing and wriggling through the wall and bursting through the floor and the wall into the room from here, coming out to here. You see a large, gaping, toothy maw burst from the stone. They're all up on the ceiling. Burst from the stone, and you see this sinuous, writhing mass of
Oh my
a
God.
gargantuan purple worm start to
Holy
burrow.
crap.
Lucius is feeling very uncomfortable right now.
I clenched my buttocks.
Burrowing through the stone and through the cavern into the room.
I have no idea what's going on because I
My
saw
God.
I'm focusing on Barnabas at the moment.
There's only one problem here, Tony, and that is that the camera does not pick it up.
We have most of it.
Yeah, we have like
I'm
There's a lot of it
I'm
there.
literally looking at the Nerdbauchery stream. I have not seen it yet.
Yeah, it's there. It's
I see it.
right
Is it
over
paused?
my head.
There it goes. It's lagging on my end. That's all.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Amazing.
So as this thing bursts into the room and through, it starts to writhe and move and coil its way around the center of the room. I'm actually going to get up to show you exactly where it's at.
Scribbles will look up at this monstrosity and go,
That is so huge.
It's
So,
massive.
It's coming in and moving. That's water. It comes in, bursting from the ground here. You see it starting to coil and pool around this pillar, and you see the rest of its body writhing and moving into the room.
You can move those pieces.
We're going to get rid of some of this terrain. I can't move that one, so that's okay.
You can
That
move
terrain
this.
is crumbled.
Yeah.
As this starts coming in, to the room, and you actually see this entire section of wall has crumbled and fallen away, leaving is fully open. Up that way.
Go into the Underdark, he said. There'll be opportunities, he said.
I'm assuming I don't see that, right?
Yes, everyone here can see what just happened. What you are seeing right now is that this worm just burrowed into this room, this gargantuan creature. You see old breaks and scars in its chitinous armor, and I actually want a Jimmy, give me a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Let me look. I'm really good at wisdom. So at -1, I've got a 7.
Yeah, we're just gonna simply say that clenching was not enough, and you are gripped with absolute terror and fear as you see this thing. You know that this is a harbinger of absolute death.
Right. Yeah, my eyes are bugging right out of my head. I'm like, they've gone round basically, and I'm quaking, and I'm smelly.
You just peed yourself.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, geez. And before we continue the stream, we're going to take a short break to adjust some things, and you can adjust your plan. We will be back very shortly, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
Love it.
Nice.
Oh, well, that certainly changes things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's different. That's a different thing. Maybe it will eat the vampires and also eat us.
Yeah, it's gonna
And
try
then
to.
that's the end of the story.
No.
At this
it's
point,
not a total task.
it's a salvage operation. Get our men out of there.
Oh man.
At least it's not a terrestrial. A terrestrial.
what?
And one thing I do want to say to you guys, just so you understand, I don't know if I was very clear in the description. It burrowed out from the ground, breaking the wall of the tunnel, the passageway you were all in, breaking into the room. It is now fully within this room, leaving that tunnel and passageway open.
Okay.
Guys, you know what? I just realized I have the
I'll be
empowered
back.
meta magic, and I never use that shit.
But I don't see
What?
I never use that shit, and I could have totally rerolled those.
By the way, you guys, who has the ring of the ram?
What did we
Somebody,
get? I thought
somebody
Jimmy
took
took
it.
that.
I'm just sitting here hoping some people in the audience got my Looney Tunes reference.
No, that totally went over my head. I didn't even
What was
see
it?
it.
What was the joke?
What was the reference?
What's that character?
You said, "Oh." That's Daffy Duck. That's all.
Yeah, I remember in the original Space Jam, at some point when he's about to get hit by a car, he goes, "Mother."
Oh, mother. Yeah. That is a Daffy Duck
man.
thing.
That is a Daffy Duck thing, yeah.
Hey, what's going on, guys? You got your wish.
Be right back.
What did y'all think of that purple worm?
I'm wondering how we're going to worm our way out of this.
I think we'll be fine. We're not gonna die. It's not like we're gonna have a hey.
Don't worry. This is not this is not unplanned. Hence why I have the mini.
We're going to kill the vampire and then kill the worm and then take over the world.
Yeah.
We kill the
I don't know.
vampire.
No, we're looking for our what's her name from Game of Thrones? We're looking for the one that rides the world. You know, rides the worm and rules the world.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, do any of us have like a saddle?
Who's the
Or
breaker of
something?
chains? Do we have a breaker of chains in this room?
Yes, I'll be back.
So y'all want to fight? You're gonna go to fight this worm?
Hey, our regular DM, Tony.
Yes.
Did you? There's a lot of stuff going on at the start. Did you mention Patreon at all?
Yes, I did. I mentioned a bunch of times, bro.
Okay. All right.
And I also put it in the chat. Did you see where I was typing it?
Right.
Like exclamation Patreon?
I was multitasking, so I was just checking.
You don't remember? I actually did a whole thing where I told people about all the new shows on Patreon. I was like, yeah, we're gonna be doing private shows, a private Q&A, private writing.
I think we're live, by the way.
As long as it got mentioned.
No, we're I don't think we're live.
I see ourselves.
See us on stream.
Yeah, but I don't think they can hear us. If they can, hey, what's going on?
Yes, they hear you, Tony.
Oh, they hear me. Okay, well, I guess. Talking about Patreon, how awesome our Patreon is.
Tony, they hear them. Did you unmute that mic?
Yeah, I unmuted mine.
Yeah, so they can hear you.
Okay, well, hey, stream, talking about Patreon, how awesome it is. So yeah, I told everybody about. Y'all heard me talk about Patreon earlier. We've done some new things. That's what my business director there, Eric, was just talking about. He's more than that. He wears a whole bunch of hats. Business director, miracle worker. I don't know. He's like my Scotty. I'm Kirk, and he's my Scotty. I call him the miracle worker.
I'm doing all I can, Captain.
I had to do it. I just can't make the butchery grow any faster.
Actually, JC is your Scotty, dude.
I would say he's almost like the first officer.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's the engineer, right? He's the guy making it work.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe you're first. Well, at any rate, the Patreon, we got a lot of cool stuff going on now. Like Eric, I'll say it again because I guess you didn't hear me before. We have with our new Patreon. If you check out our page, Eric, if you could go ahead and just put exclamation point Patreon in the chat because I've set up some new commands, and people can just click on the link. And what's really cool about our Patreon now is, we reorganized it, added some new benefits, and took some away that really weren't really effective, we think, and added some ones we think it would really be enjoyed by the community, as well as adding some Patreon-only stuff. Like I was saying earlier, I write modules like the game that we play for Stefan, for example, The Rise of the Undead Horde. I've actually written that, and I'm continuing to write it because Stefan is coming back, so it's going to be an ongoing module that I write. And what I'm going to be doing is a show every other week, a bi-weekly show, where I sit down and I'm actually just writing. And if you're a Patreon supporter of a certain level, you can come in there and you can ask me questions about writing modules, how I do my creative flow, blah blah, anything you want to ask. But what's really cool is you can also brainstorm with me, and maybe some ideas that we come up with together will be in the module. So that's really cool. You get a chance to be a part of not just watching us, obviously, supporting us monetarily, but you also get a chance to support us, creativity, our creative side. I can't even say it right. Our creative side. So it's really cool. You get to be on that front as well, and get to see, your creations become maybe part of the lore of this world and the game and the world that I'll be building. So that's another thing. When I start, I've already had these ideas for a world that I'm mashing around my head. That's part of my creative process right there. Is I do a lot of pre-thinking, and then I just boom, nail it out for like a week, and I have like tons of stuff done. But I'm going to be doing a world that I've come up with, so you'll be able to participate in that as well. And then for our highest level Patreon supporters, aside from getting these private shows and the shout out and all the other benefits, the top level, they get a private game with us once per month, and they get to play, check this out, with the cast, with whatever team they choose, once per, or every quarter, one game per quarter with the cast. So you get a game per month, privately for yourself, whether that's a private one-on-one game. Ooh, I hear some music.
Oh, sorry.
That is loud. Okay, so either it's a private one-on-one game, maybe with just me. If you want to just do that, that's fine.
Tony, go up there. You're talking. Go up there.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to clean everything at the same time. All right, let me get in front of the mic so I can talk to people better here. My JC, that's kind of like the producer yelling at me. See? Did you hear him, guys? Go up there and get in front of the camera. So, yeah, with the Patreon support, the new Patreon support that we do, you get, with the highest level support, you're going to get a game privately with me once per month. And whether that game is, like I said, one-on-one, or if we have other Patreon people in the game, it depends on how many supporters that we get at top level. And then right below that, there's another level where if because for a little less support, you'll get actually to play with the cast once per year. So that's really cool. And another thing about that is by playing with us in the actual cast games, that's another way that you become part of the lore of this world. That you can sit back, so and so joined, like Scribbles, for example. She's a good friend of ours, and she hangs out and everything, and she came in here to play. She doesn't, I don't know if she supports us or anything like that, but we just love her. She came in, that's all that matters. And then the same with, we've had Brandy, we've had
You wouldn't bring me up in that.
What? No. What'd you say? What'd you say, Scribbles?
You said you wouldn't bring me up in the Patreon stuff. It makes me feel uncomfortable.
You don't do Patreon. No, I wasn't saying that. No, I was saying
subscribed. Somebody just subscribed.
Oh no! Oh well, thank you for the subscription there, Copic Doll.
Topic.
Oh, I know Copic Doll.
Yeah,
she's awesome. I've been subscribed to her channel for a while. She draws really good stuff. Plus, she does her own DM game, which is awesome. So we love you, Copic. Hey,
thank you, Copic.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Copic.
I said it wrong. It's Copic.
But no.
My daughter's an artist. I should know it's Copic.
But no, I'm just talking about all the people that have joined our games, Exile. Like we've had you, we've had Randy, we've had Mace, we've had a bunch of special guest stars. But now what we're starting is people who join our Patreon, they could get to be Patreon supporters in our game. So, y'all got in luckily before we started doing this. All our guest stars now and everything. But from this point on, we're going to be doing guest stars from our Patreon support. We're going to be drawing it from there. The same with the next level of support below. You'll also get the same thing. You'll get to play with the cast once per year. So that's really cool as well. So yeah, there's a ton of benefits on Patreon. Obviously, the money that you'll give us is going to go towards the show. So you'll see the improvements continued, more terrain, more minis, better cameras. We've got, again, the microphone that we bought here, better, continued improved. We got great lighting, so we don't need to worry about that. We got Quasar lights. Thank you. That's another thing because of y'all. So yeah, just continued improvements. Your support just helps us to get better. Bring in people like Rich once in a while to come in here and DM and hammer it to the players when they really feel like they're ready for some pain. We can do that. But yeah, also for our patrons, but those private shows, going back to the writing, when I do modules, like I said, I write my own. For that game we play with Stefan and Anne and everything, and Stefan Picorni, he is the owner of Dwarven Forge, all this terrain that I use. So yeah, it's really exciting when he comes in. So yeah, the game that I play with them, if you watched it, I wrote that one. We actually had some technical difficulty. I think we had a serious problem on that stream, but it is, you can still watch it. But yeah, it's really cool. And when Stefan comes back, you'll get to see us do another game like that. But if you join the Patreon at that level that you actually get to come in and do these private shows with us, you can ask me again, like how I write, help with your own modules, like maybe I could brainstorm with you on your stuff. Just really cool things like that. Just hang out and just become a part of the channel if you really want to do that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Again, don't forget to check out, some of Reaper Miniatures is awesome. We're going to be doing a painting show with them. We have a painter lined up already. Like I said, Jay, as soon as we finish setting a few things up and linking his, all the technical stuff, because he's in another state. So we have to make sure that we can stream, get him to link with our system. And then, obviously, then we stream from here. So we want to make sure we have all that ironed out so we can make sure there's not a lot of issues, but we're working on that now. It should be, I'm thinking that we should have that painting show start within the next week or two. I would hope that's my goal. The same with these question and answers. That's right now, and those are right over Zoom calls. So that's awesome. We could do that starting today. If Patreon supporters want to do that, you can just get in here and we could immediately start doing these private things where we do the private Q&A with the cast. Yeah, and that's another thing. Bi-weekly at the higher levels of Patreon support, you also get to talk to the cast. There'll be a private Patreon Zoom call where you sit in here and you talk to the cast. You can ask them things, maybe how they got some of their outfits, how crazy they are, why they like to try to kill themselves all the time. I don't know. Whatever you want to ask the cast, you can hang out and talk to them about that. So yeah, it's just really a lot has been going on. If you've been following us, since the very beginning of this channel, oh my God, I mean, it's like almost like night and day at this point. From our first stream all the way to now, because we had no sponsors, now we got sponsors. We had no guest stars, now we have guest stars. So it's just really growing, and I'm really happy with it. I love the cast. I love that all the help that I'm getting. Thank you. And I love the support from all y'all. I cannot say, I know it sounds cliche, when people sit on the internet like, oh, thank you so much for your support. But seriously, man, doing this is like a dream for me. It's a passion. I actually have another job just so I can do this one. That's how much I want to do this. So yeah, every time that y'all, the money is great when y'all do that, but what really makes me feel awesome is the fact that you've taken your hard-earned money and you think what you're seeing is good enough that it's worth money. And to me, I almost think it's like art in a way. And when you do that, it's the greatest feeling. I cannot tell how wonderful it is when somebody's like, it's like, oh my God, it's good enough. You spend hours building these things and writing, and your only hope is that people sit back and they're like, wow, that was really fun, or that looked really cool. I enjoyed it. And to get the smiles and the excitement and everything else, that's what drives you, man. Not the money. The money just helps you get better things. So you can oh yeah, I can get more terrain. I can get more minis, and I can get more people painted for me, and just get everything better and better, so I can get more smiles. That's really what you're shooting for. And I imagine Kopig Doll, if she's still in here, I don't know if she dropped out or if she's still in.
Nope, she's actually been messaging. She's interested in the writing tier for Patreon. So yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely check out. Let me put the link in our chat. Let me put the Patreon link in our chat for Kopig Doll.
Are we also muted, or just us? I'm sorry, you're not, but are we?
I think y'all are muted. If you want to unmute the cast, you can, JC. Yeah, he's gonna unmute the cast so y'all can talk as well. So yeah, if Kopig Doll, I'm sure she understands because she does art as well. She actually drew a really cool. We only got to play for a few sessions, unfortunately, because Rich had gotten a new job, the DM that's DMing tonight. Real life, of course, happens. And I got to play in a few sessions of his Strahd game, and I was an old man, and she drew a picture of my character with the moon behind it, and it was just really creepy and eerie. It was just what I wanted. And I wanted this guy that looked like a vampire hunter. He had a high brimmed hat, almost like the old school, from the 1500s and something. So it was really cool. And I'm sure that since she's an artist, that she probably gets the same feeling when people give her money. She doesn't sit back and go, yay, I'm getting money. It's, oh my God, they love it. Yes. It's just that feeling of it's wonderful. Yeah, check out Reaper. That's another one of our sponsors. They're going to be giving us some gift certificates. If we really appreciate it if you could click on our link when you want to buy some Reaper minis. We don't get, you're not going to get a discount or anything like that, but what you are doing is by buying it through our link, you're letting them know that you're watching us, and that that what we're doing by being a sponsor of ours is that they're appreciating it, they're liking it. So they'll be giving us gift certificates like they did for the last game with Stefan and everything, just to give away to you guys. So by buying it, you're basically just helping yourselves, because you buy minis through that link, and then we get gift certificates like $50, $100, whatever they give us, and then we give them away on the streams. It's not like we keep it for ourselves or anything like that. So yeah, if you need some minis, I highly suggest you check out Reaper. And Showlord Games, that's another one of our sponsors. They're really cool. They had some giveaways, which I actually messed up the last time. I think they gave us 4 things to give away, and I was meant to give one to each person, to an individual, and I gave all 4 prizes to one person because it's my first time doing giveaways. So whoever that person was, I can't remember their name. If they're still watching, they got very, very happy that day because they got a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Tony.
Yes.
Our friend Kopig Doll Streams just signed up for the writing tier on Patreon.
Wow. Awesome. Well, we can start that private Zoom call for the Patreon stuff now that you're signed up for the writing tier whenever you want, Kopig. I'm going to be doing that. If you look at the schedule, actually already started putting it in the schedule. I think it's for next week. And I'll be doing those on Thursdays, bi-weekly Thursdays for 3 hours. So And if you need me to change the time again for you or something like that, just let me know, whatever is convenient, and we can get together for a private call. At any rate, Rich is back, so I'm gonna let Rich jump back in here and start DMing and probably kill the party. All right, let me get up.
Wait, stay here.
Never
stay
do
here,
that.
Tony.
No, stay here. No, y'all want me to stay in DM? Yeah, unicorns and rainbows when I DM, right, guys? All right, let me give it back.
But who doesn't like unicorns, though?
Yeah, that's true.
Unicorns and rainbows.
And I definitely love rainbows.
They're really great battle mounts because they can just spear whatever's in front of them, and it's their action, not yours.
Amy, I just want to say you totally caught me off guard earlier.
Y'all ever seen Cabin in the Woods?
Wasn't that great?
Yeah, you really. I was like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, sad scene. You know, I'm supposed to be sad, and then you just said what you said, and I couldn't.
Cabin in the Woods is the Joss Whedon one.
Yes. Great movie.
That was good.
I remember there was a unicorn kill in that movie.
There was indeed.
Yes.
So how's everybody doing? Are you all confident?
No.
Well, I need new pants though.
Yeah.
So, on my
He wet
action,
himself.
Rich, on my action, I want to grab the tail end of the worm and kind of swing it around and knock all the vampires out.
This is not Mario 64. You are not fighting Bowser.
Dang it.
Shit.
I'm not
Dang it.
confident. I've just accepted my death.
I think we all should just accept our death at this point.
Hey, and chat.
Screw that.
quick shout out to Lucius with his awesome outfit today. He's got the robe, the hair, he's got the ears. I think he still has some of the makeup on. I can't tell, but looking cool, dude.
Oh, the hair's not here yet, but it will be.
What, didn't you darken your hair or something?
Yeah, its hair is gonna be a long black hair. That's what Lucius has.
It looks dark. I guess it looks dark through your hood.
It's just halfway here. And,
I was complimenting you. Shut up.
Thank you so much. I'm glad I could finally get around to do it. But yeah, it's fun.
It looks cool, bro.
So
All right, let's kill a vampire and ride a worm to the end of the world.
Despite being on the stream, I'm technically in real life. I'm sick at the moment, and I'm still
Right.
doing the stream.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
well, don't worry. You won't have to suffer too much longer if you stay here.
You say that, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I could probably kill Barnabas in my next turn.
Hey,
Yes,
Rich,
but then
if
you
the
have-
purple worm eats me first, that's fine. I can go get some ice cream, cool down a bit.
No. Yeah,
Well,
the apartment's hot, eh?
I'm just gonna give you guys a little bit of context here. The purple worm is about 2 to 3 challenge rating levels higher than Barnabas is, and it does
Oh
not,
God.
No kidding?
We're not going after the worm, guys.
and
We're running.
it does not have the vulnerabilities that Barnabas does.
So we'll run.
So
So what's
Hold on,
after
let
the
me go-
purple worm? Is it a Tarrasque?
Would you
no,
like
are we
to
getting
find
the big
out?
hole?
I mean, it just
Are we
seems to
getting
be
a big hole
ramping
too?
up. It's
I
like
haven't
the
taken
small
out yours.
fish, and then the big fish eats it, and then a bigger fish eats that one, and then another bigger fish eats that one.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
Well, after this is just a nondescript plague doctor. You don't have to worry. I can absolutely start bringing SCPs in whenever I come if you guys really want a nightmare. But no,
No.
we come.
Monster.
We come to the top of the initiative after this worm has tunneled through the wall, creating an open passageway out of this room. And it's starting to coil around the room, and you see its teeth gnashing and just thick, viscous bile pouring from its open jaws, as it seems to almost be sniffing the air, for lack of a better term. And with that, we come to Lucius.
I'm looking at the board here, and it looks like I still have a straight shot to Barnabas, right?
Where you're
Of
currently at, yes, you have a straight shot to Barnabas if you so wish to take it.
All right, then what I'd like to do, I'm just going to be, of course, in shock as this worm just like creeps up and like looks at me, and then I'm going to
Love this.
That's great.
then I'm going to get a I'm going to get a scorching ray, and using this scorching ray, what it can do is it creates 3 rays of fire, which I will turn into holy light, or whatever you'd like to call it. Radiant damage. And I'd like to hurl them at Barnabas. All three of them?
All right, make 3 attack rolls.
All right, so there's an attack roll for each of these rays.
Correct. Which gives you 3 chances to crit.
Now I have a quick question. Do I have to make the save because I'm being grappled by him?
No, these are direct strikes.
Whoa.
A 20,
I'm
a
just
20,
checking.
and a 17. All 3 of them hit. Please roll your damage.
Nice.
So yes, I change tactics all out of lightning bolts, pull out my book, and I read, and I fuego tiras la puro de luz, and then I shoot and strike him 3 times with this fire that suddenly shines as bright as the sun and hits him for
21 points of damage.
Ooh.
Wow.
21, yes. 21 points of radiant damage. And I go, are you done yet? Why don't you just dissipate on me, you undead fiend?
Pretty sure it's not.
And then, is there anywhere for me to run?
Yeah, there's literally a passageway that opened up directly behind you.
And then, I have a vampire next to me too, right?
You do not have a vampire directly next to you now. No.
A spawn?
Where did that? Hey, Tony. Yeah, he does have one next to him. Where did the
one of them tried to bite me
one
last
directly
time.
next to him. There's a spawn directly next to Lucius.
Okay, yeah, then I'll just stay there, I suppose.
Directly next to him.
No, he's going to attack you either way.
Yeah, he's going to attack me either way. So I'm
there
just
was
going
supposed to be a spawn directly next to Lucius that got moved when we brought the worm in.
I'm going to stay there and let hopefully the party will have a chance now to finish off what I started to kill these spawns.
Lucius, as you blast them into his chest, each of them hit, and you see the flesh sear and singe and burn away, and you see his face contort in pain. But you notice that the blood caked around his chin from his most recent feeding. His mouth is agape, and he is staring up at this thing in horror.
I'm also kind of terrified as well, but it's only 6 seconds of a reaction, I suppose.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cower behind the vampires in front of me. And I hope if it goes after me, it takes the vampire instead.
Push them into its mouth.
That's one way you could go about it, I guess. One of the spawns, actually, we're going to say this is the one that is back here, actually sees this thing and starts skittering up the wall. Still within range of this thing, but skittering and trying to get the hell away from it. Tempest, it is on you.
Can I see Barnabas?
Tempest, you are not currently in the room, so no. You would have to move into the room to see him.
Okay, I'm gonna move up to just to where I can see him.
So if you move into the entryway, which is where actually you can't move into the entryway because that's where Scribbles is, you would actually have to move all the way in.
Okay, I'll move all the way in then. What happened?
Sorry, we were having an issue with the camera.
No, you're fine.
So you are going to move fully into the room?
Yes.
All right. Tony, move Tempest directly into the room up towards Barnabas. All right, you can move in and get up onto Barnabas. What are you going to do?
So I'm directly in front of Barnabas.
Yes.
Oh shit. Okay.
He's grappled, and
Yes, but I only
if he attacks anybody but me, has disadvantage.
I have all my spells arranged, so I wasn't trying to get close. I was trying to get close enough to where I didn't have to get disadvantage on attack rolls, but it doesn't matter.
Unfortunately, you moving into the room and moving out of that space where you're in to move further into the room would provoke attacks of opportunity, not just from Barnabas, but from one of the spawn as well.
So how many people are in this space right now, including my allies?
Well, depends where you are. If you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus the worm.
8 plus the Okay, so damn, what do I want to do?
Is there something you can do to attract the worm on one of them?
Do you have any barbecue sauce?
No, I don't have any barbecue sauce.
One thing you can see is looking at this worm's writhing head, you notice that it has no eyes. So whatever senses it's relying on, sight is not one of them.
Can I do? Fuck it, I'm gonna do a chromatic orb. I'm gonna do a chromatic orb at Barnabas. And are there any other enemies within 5 feet of him?
Yes.
How many?
1, 2.
2? Okay, is there one next to Cutter?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a chromatic orb and I'm gonna spend 2 sorcery points to twin it.
Twin spelling chromatic orb. Okay.
And I got a natural 20.
Oh,
yes.
Hold on. There's a problem.
Disadvantage. Fuck.
They're both of those attacks are at disadvantage.
Why is that?
Because you're throwing 2 different ranged spells while you're in melee combat, which gives you disadvantage on your attacks.
Oh, I got a 20. It still hits, right?
20, yes, the first one still hits. You still have to roll for the second orb.
Second orb? Oh, I thought it was only once and they both take the damage.
No, when you twin the spell, it creates 2 instances of the spell. You attack twice with it.
Okay.
It's as if you cast the spell twice.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, not a problem. 3d8. Why is it 14 plus 11?
Because I got a crit. It's only 14.
Okay. And what kind of damage are you doing against Barnabas?
Fuck. Thunder.
Thunder?
Yes. So I have a 10.
A 10 will miss, because that is also a natural 1.
I thought they were together, so shouldn't the first one be that since she put them together?
No. Unfortunately, with roll 20, it'll roll both attacks, and that way, if you were to say they would go together like that, it would count the first one, then the second roll. It doesn't work that way. You have to roll them separately using roll 20, unfortunately. To accurately depict advantage or disadvantage, you can't just use the second attack in the sequence.
I'm so confused right now.
Yeah. The first
one will hit.
Strikes Barnabas dead in the chest, dealing 14 thunder damage to him.
Okay.
The second orb goes wild, unfortunately.
So I twin that as my main action. Who he has Yuri grappled, right?
He has Yuri grappled and Cutter has him grappled.
Okay. I can try this. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I can try this. I'm gonna do a thunderclap since he's 5 feet within 5 feet of me.
What thunderclap as in? Is that a cantrip?
Yes, that's a cantrip.
All right, go ahead and cast it. I'm actually not very familiar with that. Let me just read the description real quick, because that's one of the newer cantrips. Turn up to 100 feet. Each creature within range other than you must succeed on a con save or take thunder damage. So, Yuri, Cutter, Barnabas, and the Spawn, and Scribbles all need to make con saves.
That's a 9. I don't pass.
Okay.
Did you say Lucius too?
Yep. No, it's just those 3, and then the Spawn and Barnabas.
So I'm assuming I take 2d6.
And it's a con save. Spawn, normal roll. And Barnabas, where is his character sheet? There it is.
Miss.
Natural one.
Miss.
Natural one.
And he just makes it.
Damn it.
17.
Damn it.
All right, so everyone, what is your spell save? 17? So
17.
everyone that rolled under 17 takes full damage?
Yeah.
Aye.
They take 1 damage.
And everyone, so who rolled under a 17? The Spawn and Yori both take 1 damage.
Oh, uh-oh.
I love those cantrips.
That's okay. It made noises, and maybe that'll attract the little beastie.
I look at Tempest. I look at Tempest and what the heck?
What do you
Listen, I'm under emotional duress right now, okay?
So I'm like, don't attack me too.
I was gonna. I wanted to use lightning lure you, but I didn't know if you would want that. So.
Tempest is over here clapping back.
I want to get you out.
Don't make you clap at you.
For putting you on the whole person last 2 weeks ago.
With that, it's on Barnabas. And due to the chaos in the studio right now, it's appropriate to what the hell's going on. Barnabas, grabbed around the throat by Cutter, reaching out, holding Yori in the air within his grasp. He sees this creature, and he immediately looks to each of you. I've tasted your blood. I will find you. But you dogs are not worth this. And as he says that, you see his form, Cutter. You're gripping at his throat, and your hand starts to tighten and close. And as it does, Yori, you feel the grip on your throat loosen as you watch his form shimmer.
Damn it.
And
I can't do an attack opportunity.
No.
Damn it.
In corporal form.
As he turns and blends into the fog filling this cavern. As Barnabas turns into a cloud of mist.
Damn it.
It's a nice speech, but you're still running away.
Yeah, purple worm.
Because vampire spawn, do they do that too?
I love the background there, Cutter.
I'm sorry, Rich. That was supposed to be, since I'm a level 5, that was supposed to be 2d6.
Okay, roll another d6.
Oh, I get a 6 on this one.
Yori, take another 4 points of damage.
Ow. I'm like, come on.
Ouch.
Dude, what did I do? That was so horrible.
And with that, we end Barnabas's turn as he is blended into the mist surrounding him. Yori, you are released. You fall a couple of inches to the ground, landing on your feet, and you see this giant creature towering above you, the spikes ripping stalactites off of the cave ceiling, and you see its head starting to whip side to side as each rock falls, as each step falls. It seems to be attracted to movement.
How far am I from this worm?
You are 10 feet away from its space. And a reminder to the players, there is such an action as disengage.
Thank you, DM.
Let's see.
What is that?
That's what I was going to say. What is that again?
What is that? They asked. Tony, you obviously don't put them in combats that they have to run away from.
What?
See, they're talking all this.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding about that. I say I know that because I'm like, I never use disengage in combat ever.
So disengage. It takes your action unless you are a rogue with a cunning action feat or a monk of the any monk that uses their key points to use Step of the Wind, I believe. You can then use it as a bonus action. Normally, disengage requires you to use your action, which allows you to move your movement. You can use your movement freely without invoking attacks of opportunity, unless you're passing by a creature that has the Sentinel feat.
I want to attack this thing.
No.
I turned to Yuri and I said, "Get the hell out of here!
Yuri.
Come out of there, Yuri.
Yuri.
Damn it.
I want to, but it's not doesn't mean I'm going
Damn
to.
it.
Yes.
Oh, God.
In your head, you hear that voice that you've heard since childhood, that voice that you've connected as a dear friend watching over you.
Yeah.
That speaks to you in those moments of strong emotion, of hatred, of anger, of love, of joy. And you hear, "You have made many mistakes. This may cost your life."
I laugh at this silently to myself. That's what you think. And I'm gonna go for the door. I want to go for the door.
Are you going to disengage first?
I'm going to wait. Are there still vampires next to me?
Disengage.
There's a bunch of them. Disengage.
Everyone's telling me to disengage because they're all like, "Let's just run."
Oh my God, Nurse and Gurge.
I'm gonna just disengage, just to make everyone happy. Just so we're like everyone's running from the room now. If I'm assuming this correctly. I'm
Yes.
gonna disengage and
So
use all of my movement to get to the door.
So you use your disengage action, which takes up
Yes.
your full action, but you have your full movement of 30 feet, which will allow you to get out of the tunnel, moving past scribbles, pushing past them into the hallway and around the corner.
And with that, I say, "Follow me," as I'm going by.
Good
With
job,
that, it's on Cutter.
All right. How many vampires spawn are next to me?
1, 2. I'm looking for your green hair through the fog. It's hard to see. 1, 2, 3.
All within 5 feet.
All within 5 feet, and Barnabas is no longer there.
Right. And as a reminder for myself, if they do attack of opportunity, can they grapple instead, or just
Yes.
like, okay, that basically decides that. Okay. I'm going to ready my action, and I say to Tempest, I say, "You first, lady," nodding towards the exit. So I'm going to ready my action, so when Tempest runs, I'm going to disengage and run.
Okay. So that's going to be your turn. All right, awesome. You see the spawn next to you, the one on your right-hand side over in the corner. It sees this thing, and much like its kin, it starts to skitter up the wall, leaving you open to take an attack of opportunity if you so want. But I should warn you,
Yes.
if you use your reaction for an attack of opportunity, you
Not gonna
no
do it.
longer can use your readied action.
I really want to because I'm Cutter, but I'm not gonna.
Nothing like trying to play a character that has no self-preservation when the player does. Jimmy, still in the hall, still shitting yourself. You are not willing. You are not physically capable of stepping into that room currently.
No, I feel like I have the fear modifier on me.
Effectively.
Yeah. So I'm just going to back out of the room. That's what I'm going to out of the hallway, out of where I am. I'm going to back away from the worm.
You would have seen me down the hallway.
You start moving towards Yuri?
Yeah, for sure. And I will then I will turn and dash as a bonus action.
Shooting
as
past
well.
Yuri.
Yeah.
All right.
And as an action, I will grab Yuri and drag her the rest of my movement. Basically,
So a
Go
grand total of
willingly.
15. So you, with your bonus action dash, your movement of 30, your dash makes it 60.
yeah,
Grabbing Yuri and pushing drops your movement to 30 feet. So you pull Yuri another 10 feet down the hallway from where you
that's
are.
right. Yeah,
Can I
So
go
that's what I'm
willingly,
doing.
or does that doesn't matter?
You can go willingly, but it still reduces his speed by half.
Okay, never mind.
Now, if Jimmy didn't care about you, he could have used his bonus action to dash and his action to dash as well.
That is
Jimmy's
true.
out in the hall with Yuri. Both Yuri and Jimmy are out in the hall. Tony, this vampire spawn has also skittered up the wall. This one and that one are up in the ceiling now, trying to get the fuck away.
Put them like, right here. Where's the other one? Which one?
The one in the corner.
Okay, so they're both.
Yeah, they're both trying to get the hell away right now.
Okay, and you got outside. You got Helen, Yuri, and Jimmy.
Helen, Yuri, and Jimmy are outside. Lucius, Cutter, and Tempest are still inside. Scribbles is still in the doorway.
Yeah, right there, Scribbles.
All right, with that, it is on Helen.
I should say that this is probably where the mushrooms that I took start to kick in, as well.
Really, really, right now, it's a matter of us trying to get away.
And he was trying to get away too, and it worked.
So Yuri
Jimmy,
sees me. I've got these
hold on,
big round
Yuri.
eyes with fear, but also my pupils are basically filling up my entire
Jimmy.
eyeball.
Oh, dear.
In this moment, for inspiration, go ahead and give me a Constitution save.
Oh dear. Is he just getting high? Is he getting high in the middle of battle? Can I assume
He's
that
about to start
correctly?
tripping. Yes.
Oh wow. Okay, a 10.
Jimmy. Well, let me ask you this, Raven. Have you ever
Yeah.
taken mushrooms?
Yeah.
So you know what's happening now.
Yeah.
Psychedelic.
Absolutely.
Oh my Jesus.
Yeah, well, I'm
The-
flipping out though because I've never actually had a purple worm after me.
Yeah. The difference between reality and this is they don't build up to a peak. They start at the peak and stay there. So you go from fine to 5 hours in a matter of moments.
Yeah, exactly. All right,
For
good.
those of us in the audience who've never had shrooms, please explain. And
You see the rocks themselves start shifting and shaping. You see the ground underneath you starts moving as if it's in a wave. You can feel the strands of your beard almost as if they're small little hands caressing your flesh. You look over at Yori and you can just see that her face is slightly distorted, almost as if you're looking in a funhouse mirror. And you find this all terrifyingly hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
He's just laughing his ass off.
He is alternating between
It's like
laughing
scream
and
laughing.
screaming.
ha 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 ha.
He
I'm
is
gonna look at him.
laughing.
No.
Jimmy is now laughing only in the mildest sense of the word. If someone that has never laughed before attempted it, and it's coming out more as terrified shrieks
Yes,
and
that's perfect.
screams.
Oh, dear. I'm gonna look at him confused because I'm now like, what the hell did he do? Because I'm very confused.
But we're escaping, so that's good.
So, with that, Helen, you turn and you see Jimmy grab Yuri, start moving down the hallway, and suddenly he just lets go of her, scream laughing. What do you do?
Well, Cutter's still in the room. Yuri has left. How close am I to any of the spawn?
You are currently 5, 10, 15, 20 feet away from the nearest spawn. You are still in the hallway. You are not in the room.
Okay. 1 second. I want to check something out.
Absolutely.
30 feet. Okay.
Yes.
I am going to channel divinity and turn undead.
Yeah.
Make
finally.
them flee. They're gonna
Let's
run.
go.
This thing's gonna go after them. So if I can get one of them to turn. So
It's all undead within 30 feet of you that are not behind total cover.
correct.
So there's going to be one that is behind total cover. The rest will be affected. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to make 4 Constitution saves, correct?
It's wisdom.
Wisdom save. All right, give me one moment. 1. I'm just going to roll these with advantage, and that way I only have to roll twice. So there's going to be all 4. Actually, I can't do it that way. Sorry. Hold on. Normal roll. Another reason why I do not like roll 20s, I have to constantly go back and forth between these.
Somebody failed.
1 fails.
2 fail.
2 fail.
3.
What's your DC?
14.
Ah.
1 succeed. I'm just trying to get him to run.
Oh, you just try to get them to distract the word, right?
3
3
fail.
fail. Yeah, because movement, I'm thinking the worm's going to go after them if they're running. So Helen's trying to be smart and, do what will distract the worm, and then Cutter can get away.
So you present your holy symbol, you say your prayer, and you rebuke these creatures.
Yeah, Helen will reach, to her holy symbol around her neck. It is glowing like a purplish green, and she will speak in a strange language, but then say, "Lord Hades, may your power, divine power, be within me. Turn these undead, your bane of undead, turn them from my sight. Please, Lord Hades, grant us your power." And she will turn undead.
And as you do so, that pulse of energy shoots out from you and connects with the minds and the bodies of some of these creatures. And you see each of them start to turn. One thing that is worth noting in all of that is as you do so, and you see the mist within the cave and this well pooling through the tunnels, you see a pool of it that was around you, sort of swirling at your feet, also start to move away down the tunnel away from you.
Ah, that's Barnabas. Okay. So yeah, as they move away, let me see if I have anything that I can use as a bonus action.
Scribbles, you're on deck.
I've known what my turn was gonna be since the purple worm showed up.
All right, so with that, she's going to use her movement action to move away. No, she's going to stay where she's at because they have to move 30 feet from me. So I will stay where I'm at, and I will wait to move as soon as I can.
Okay.
Because if I move, then they don't move out of the way.
All right. With that, it is on Scribbles.
All right. So what Scribbles is gonna do is have a minor panic, use the shadow touch feat that I got to cast invisibility on her, and then
Nice.
Well done.
get the heck out of there with the step of the wind dash.
Tony, how many feet from the purple worm is Scribbles? Each look 10, 20, 30?
5, 10, 15, 20. I mean, if you consider here.
No, the base.
The base? Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
25 feet.
Well, it's on the 20, right on the half.
So we will say
like
25 is
22
fair.
feet. It's like 22 feet.
All right. As you do so, you turn yourself invisible and start dashing into the tunnel. You look back over your shoulder watching this thing, and you see it snap out in your direction.
Ooh.
Disengage.
Completely missing you. It doesn't seem to have the reach to grab at you, but you can tell that your hurried footsteps absolutely alerted it. Will that be your entire turn, Scribbles?
Yeah, I'm invisible and 80 feet away from where I was. I think I'm okay.
Yeah, you ran into the tunnel, ran past Yuri and the screaming, the screaming Jimmy.
Drugar. The laughing, screaming Drugar.
The Dorgar who laughs.
That's a little scary. That's a little creepy, but I'm also very confused. Why? Because I'm very confused right now.
Chat, somebody please pull that clip of Raven laughing like that
That was
and
so
post it
awesome.
to the YouTube because that is wonderful.
So awesome.
Please pull that clip and post it to the Discord.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have nightmares with that laugh.
I'm going to make that my ringtone for Tony if somebody can get me that as an audio.
Perfect.
Tone as well.
Watch someone do it now, I swear.
So, with that, you are safely down the hall, and it is on the vampire spawn. We are going to use both of them at the same time, as they both disengage up the... Don't disengage, but go up the wall. So you have the spawn here, running up the wall.
Right here?
Yep.
Yeah, Helen
And-
holding her.
You have this one running out the hallway.
The hole that was created?
Yes.
So he jets out where the...
But as that one rolls out of the hall, because there is not currently a vampire spawn token on this battle map, I'm going to have to roll this manually.
There's a vampire spawn.
No, a purple worm. You never made me the token, Tony.
Oh, the thing, right.
I don't bother with any of that. The worm strikes out at it.
I didn't really think they'd actually try to fight it.
And with an 18, it grabs the spawn in its maw. The
Nom nom nom
spawn-
nom nom nom.
The spawn needs to make a dexterity saving throw. DC
Just watch
19.
I just watched this thing eat a vampire. What the hell?
It fails its dexterity saving throw.
Got eaten.
It takes 3d8 damage.
Nom 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 nom.
No.
Does it
my
get
goodness.
swallowed?
Ooh.
Or does it just get bitten?
It's
Why don't
pretty.
you get
Oh,
swallowed?
sorry. It takes 3d8 plus 9, so it takes 26 points of piercing damage.
Oof.
Yeesh.
And then it is swallowed.
Yeah, there it is.
Hey. So I just
As
watched
this thing
it get
bites
swallowed.
in, throws its head back, pulling the spawn into its maw.
I really don't like that thing's facing Lucius right now.
Well, right now it's facing down the hallway.
Oh,
What
just
is that?
just don't attract it. That's all, dude.
Just don't move, right?
Yeah. Well, disengage if you're gonna move.
Everyone stay very
And-
still.
We come to the top of the initiative, which would be Lucius.
Oh,
So Lucius is gonna see that thing.
Which would be Lucius.
Oh, okay.
Shit.
But it is the worm's turn.
And now we've got like
Lucius
War of the
isn't moving
Worlds
right
going
now.
on in the background there with the tripod.
yeah. You know, aliens are coming.
Yep.
The
Yeah, this
alien-
is actually a deleted scene from War of the Worlds.
Yep.
This is the bigger
So-
thing coming to eat the worm.
Oh, man.
Dun-dun.
That would be amazing.
It would be
Lucius.
if we weren't in the room.
Hey,
You
Rich,
see, yes.
Rich, can you tell Tony and JC that it's really boring to see a giant, terrifying painted purple worm with mist, and we need better sets next time?
Tony, JC, Eric just said to let you guys know that it is really boring to see a giant purple worm painted mini surrounded by mist, and we need better assets next time.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I'll try to get maybe a CGI worm next time.
They said that's not a good enough. If you can't get the real thing, they're not
Well, then,
interested.
I'm just gonna quit playing. Or just shut down the stream. Shut it down.
All right. I think you
Shut
hurt
it
his
down.
feelings.
That's it. Scrap it. End of stream. End of show.
I mean,
So-
technically,
The worm bites out at another one of these spawn that are up the wall.
what's this thing come from?
Well, that's a crit.
Oof.
So that's a 34 to hit the spawn. I'm pretty sure that's going to hit. And they're going to take 6d8 plus 9 piercing damage.
Wow, we're fighting. These guys are insane.
Taking 32 piercing damage. bringing it well under half its hit points. The spawn needs to make a save versus being swallowed as well. Here's hoping it rolls high enough not to be completely subsumed. It does. It actually holds the jaw long enough to pull itself free and fall down the wall. And then Lucius.
Lucius is getting the hell out of there.
Its tail lashes out at you.
Oh, well, that's stupid.
Right?
That's dumb.
You see the large barbed spike of its tail slash out as you start to turn to run. I just want to make sure that I'm rolling the proper numbers here. Give me a moment. I don't want to screw you over unintentionally. I want to screw you over intentionally.
I think I have a reaction spell.
Okay.
It's called Shield.
Will a shield prevent 25 to hit?
Will it prevent 25? Oh no. I think I'm at 18 right now with my magic arm, which means it's 24. No, that's too bad. 13 plus my dex. 13.
Lucius is not down the hallway, correct?
No, Lucius is in the room.
Damn it.
No, my shield will get me up to 21.
So unfortunately,
that's too bad. Well,
I need you to make a Constitution save.
Yeah, I just spent that spell, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh no. I never make someone spend a shield spell if they know the attack ahead of time. You did not burn that spell because you knew that strike was you saw it coming in. You actually did not have the time to react, so you still have that spell slot. You did not burn that spell for nothing.
So I just need to make a Constitution save and hope for the best with my +1.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not a very constituted person.
Well, you're about to take 3d6.
I need to drink more water.
Roll 3d6 plus 9 plus.
This is Lucius going, ooh.
Well, this is Lucius possibly dying because that's 12d6 poison damage.
No, TP.
Oh.
I told you I wanted to live to regret this. I should have I should have ran.
Jesus.
Good thing you have a healer nearby.
That is a total of 63 damage, Lucius.
I think that's instant death.
What's your base?
What is your current hit point total?
My current hit point total is 11. My usual max hit point is 27, but because of the vampires, it's down to 18. So I think I'm pretty much an instant. I think I just got all the blood just came out of me or something.
So, Lucius, you took that one final heroic shot at Barnabas. And as you blast him with a scorching ray and you see everyone around you starting to scatter, you look back at everyone and say, I better live to regret this. And as you see the opening behind you, knowing that freedom and possible escape is there, you go to turn, looking back over your shoulder one last time, and as you go to make it out of the room, suddenly you feel a searing pain between your shoulder blades, and then an intense pressure and a burning through your core, as if your veins themselves are on fire. You look down for a moment, and you see puncturing through your chest is the remainder of that spiked tail, the stinger, piercing through your back and through your ribcage and through your chest.
No!
And as you look down, you see your own blood and viscera on this thing's barbed ends.
Oh.
And in that moment, you have a brief flash of light and thought, and you have a moment to say or cry out your final words before you go the way of Steve Irwin.
I think this is, so Lucius is just like, oh, I hope I made you proud.
Lucius!
Lucius, no.
No.
Hey, DM.
Yes.
I have the spell memorized, Revivify.
If
I have a
you can
minute to
give
touch a dead creature to return him to life.
How far is
How much of my body is left?
on the
your
side?
entire body is left, but
Years.
there's a gaping hole in your chest, which would be healed with Revivify. The thing is, nobody in the hallway knows this happened. The only people that saw this happen were Cutter and Tempest.
No, I'm still in there. Remember, I didn't move.
Oh no,
Because if
you
I
did
moved-
stay in the room.
I did, remember, because if I had moved, then they would not have moved away from me.
That's
I
right.
needed
So
them to
yes,
move.
Helen, you see this as well. Then I was mistaken. I'm sorry. Once again, I'm looking halfway across the table at a battlefield covered in mist. I cannot see everything clearly.
Lucius wakes up again and suddenly looks over at Helen. He goes, "I'll say hi to your dad."
Don't tell him I'm here.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Shit.
Oh my god, this is so funny.
That was funny.
And as I said before, it would be Lucius's turn. Lucius decomposes slightly.
Yeah, I don't think I have any saves.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, you took damage that brought you to
I think I'm
more than
I'm
negative.
43
your
hit points
max-
behind my saves.
You're negative 43 hit points right now. Yeah, this is dead. Do not pass go. The spawn that is remaining, also that's already on the wall that has not fallen yet, continues to try to skitter away, and it comes to Tempest.
Oh man, I don't know what to do.
Disengage.
I'm never buying a costume again.
Oh gosh.
Oh my god.
It is
this
a curse. Whenever you get something out of game to like represent your character, something bad happens to them.
Oh
I
my
don't think
gosh.
it's something
Lay him
bad.
down, please.
So how far away is Helen from Lucius?
Helen is
Very far away, because I was in the room to get them
Helen,
away.
you're the one in the orange, right?
I don't know. I can't.
No, that's me.
Then which one? Tony, which one's Helen? We need to know how far away from Lucius Helen is.
And remember, I was in the room.
She
Tony.
was in the room. She was in the room.
Oh, she was in the room?
Yeah.
Oh, she was right there. She was not too far from you. She was there.
Yeah. So yeah, she never left the room. So yeah, you're within 10 feet of her.
Okay.
Okay. I guess I will. Helen. Lucius is down. I don't know what to do.
He's right next to me, dude. I know that.
Okay, so I'm gonna disengage.
As Helen turns to look at you as you say that, you actually see a bit of gore across Helen's chest and face from Lucius's wound.
Oh my god.
I got this, hon. I got it.
Okay, I'm gonna disengage.
Distract the worm.
Oh, you want me to distract the worm? I can totally do that.
Yes.
So instead of okay, I'm gonna retcon what I said. So I'm pretty sure this worm is fucking strong. So I'm gonna use Gust of Wind. I'm gonna try to use Gust of Wind. And I'm gonna use my last 2 sorcery points to quicken it.
Wait, are you
Making it a
running?
bonus action.
Yes, making it a bonus action, so I still have my action.
Aren't you gonna
Okay.
disengage?
Yes, as my action, but I'm gonna use the spell. I'm quickening my spell so that I can still pull the spell off and I can still have my action to disengage.
Okay,
So-
I'm going to cast Gust of Wind. Whip fast. You use the runic studies that you had, calling on the innate powers that you have. You feel the wind in your palms and you shoot it out. Are you shooting it at the worm or are you shooting
At the
it at
worm,
the ground?
yes, I'm shooting it at the worm to try to push it back.
Okay.
And that's it. That's a
Yeah.
17.
It's attracted by movement, so just make movement somewhere else.
Oh, so I can put it. Okay, so I'm gonna do what she says. She's smart.
Move it to the side.
I'm gonna. Can I? Oh, it's at a point I can choose. So can I do it behind him?
It blasts from you in a direction you choose.
Okay, so and Lucius is what, 10 feet away from, or 15 feet away from me?
Mm-hmm.
Can I do
You
it in
are-
a Can I
5,
do-
10, 15 away. Yeah, 15 feet away from Lucius.
Can I do it in a diagonal?
Yes,
Like
you can choose a direction starting from you where you want it to go.
So I'm gonna do it diagonally between the
Okay.
worm and Lucius, so that is going behind the worm.
So you're not trying to actively push the worm, you're trying to just create a
No,
small barrier
I'm
to
gonna use.
distract it?
Yeah, I'm trying.
All right. As you do so, you blast it out, aiming it a little bit closer to the ground, and the debris and rubble that is all over the floor there. Helen, you feel your clothing and your cloak start to whip from this blast of wind that is leaving from Tempest as rocks and debris skitter across the ground. And as they do, this cacophony of stones dragging and grinding, you see the worm's head jerk and turn and bite down towards the ground where they're going.
And as my action, I will disengage and I will leave the room.
And with that, Tempest, you continue that gust and then shoot your hand upwards behind you so as not to hit your allies as you rush out of the room into the hallway, disengaging from the worm.
Yes.
All right.
You know, my held action, then I will be disengaging and running, following Tempest.
Yep. So both Tempest and Cutter are out of the room as they have both disengaged and escaped from the death maw standing before them.
I do want to stay about 30 feet or so from Helen. I don't want to be totally out of sight because if something goes wrong, I don't want to leave them behind.
Yeah, I would like to.
You both move out of the room and you just step to the other side of that tunneled hallway where you can see Yori and Jimmy and the others down the hall, but you can still see into the room where Helen is.
Okay.
Yes. So that way I know that I want to keep concentration on this. So.
Yori, it's on you.
I'm gonna pick up Jimmy because I think I have enough strength for that. And I'm gonna carry the screaming, terrified Durgar down the hall as I'm gonna just continue my movement down the hall.
Can you do the scream as she's picking you up?
Yeah, it would probably be a real scream though. So, and that would like wake all my neighbors and stuff.
Oh my god!
I was being bodily lifted up. I'm being born airborne. Ah!
You just see me lift you up, and in response to this, I'm like, "Time for you to stop screaming. We're trying to get away." I don't know why you're screaming.
The worm certainly hears this.
Not screaming, movement.
In my head, I'm just picturing Yori lifting Jimmy bodily and Jimmy doing the dirty dancing pose over her head as she moves down the hall. His head banging off of stalactites as they go.
Yeah. I'm completely ignoring that. I'm letting him take the 1 damage for however, I don't know, however many.
It's all superficial damage as he just bink, 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 bink.
Yeah, I've got my arms
stalactites.
wide, and certainly it's like a ballet pose.
Cutter, you're in the entryway watching the shenanigans happening down the hall behind you with your friends that are unaware of what happened to your dear friend Lucius. And you look
Lucius,
in and you see Helen in the hall staring at this worm, and then her gaze going over to Lucius's corpse. What do you do?
So I assume that if Helen moves over to Lucius, she'll be in striking range of that purple worm, right?
She currently is in striking range of the purple worm.
All right. But now, did he snap back around him and kind of he's still attending that direction, or did he kind of circle back towards the front, towards us?
Have you ever seen Tremors?
Yes.
Sort of when they start snapping at anything that moves and then they're just sort of in the air scanning.
Yep.
It's like that.
Okay. I'm going to fire use a free action, and I'm going to draw my bow, and I'm going to fire an arrow somewhere where I hope that I can make some noise, aiming for a stalactite or stalagmite or something.
Go ahead and give me an attack roll. We'll see just how well you're able to pull this off.
All right.
The conveniently placed collection of pots and pans.
Yeah. Is there any chickens? Okay. All right. So anyway, here we go.
With a 19, easy enough. You draw back your bow, aiming into the room, aiming high at the ceiling, and you see part of the ceiling where the stalactites are cracked, and you're hoping that this is enough to do it. You let the arrow fly, and with that, the arrow cracks into the stalactite, and in the cacophony of noises within this hall, including Jimmy's shrieking laughter, which, for the record, you do not seem to see the worm reacting to at all. The stalactite cracks and falls silently to the ground. And as the mist bursts around it and it hits the ground, you see the worm's head whip around and snap in that direction.
Great. So it worked.
It's just like ground tremors.
Right. Since I have 2 shots, I'm torn a little bit how I should do this. I guess I will fire. Okay, so what I'll do is this worm is huge, right? So can I
gargantuan?
So can I fire somewhere towards its tail, so it won't be like it'll whip its head back around towards my direction?
You can go ahead and give me a shot. Go for it.
Going for it. Just click.
With a 22, yeah. That arrow, you pull back, you fire, and it doesn't hit the tail itself, but it does hit near the tail end of the creature. And as it does so, the worm sort of coils in on itself into a small pile on the floor, lashing out in that direction. It has not moved, but it seems to be sufficiently distracted, at least to your untrained eye in this regard, never having dealt with a creature of this nature before.
And then when that happens, rising from the ground behind me is again that small band of ghostly elven tribal warriors, and they'll rush towards the worm, and now they're running around the worm, holding up shields and kind of some of them standing kind of a vigil over Lucius and Helen.
Okay.
Because again, as it works, disadvantage and then half damage.
Yes. Jimmy, are you going to continue to allow Yuri to hold you as you're being carried down the tunnel?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I am almost exultant. I have been lifted up, and I'm watching these stalactites go by, and I'm just kind of entranced with them. And they are actually hitting my face, but I don't seem to be reacting too much to that.
All I'm picturing is the scene from Deadpool 2 where he gets the arrow through his head and he's dealing with Colossus and just sees everything happy and magical around him right now.
And yet again, I'm still very confused as to what Jimmy is screaming and terrified. It's just the look of...
just for the effect of next session, assuming you all live, I am going to roll 2d6 for how many hours Jimmy is under this effect.
Okay.
The next 11 hours, my friend,
wow.
You are going to be high as balls.
Wait, can I use something? Can I use like a greater resto or something on him or no? Although I'm not high enough for that.
You can certainly try.
I can't use like my lay on hands or something.
I will, Yuri. All I'm going to say is he has taken these magic, not actual magic, but magic mushrooms. If you do your research between this session and next session about what they are, you might actually find something that your characters are able to do to get rid of this effect on them.
Now, I believe they are a poison rather than a disease.
Yep.
So, and I think lay on hands cures disease.
Yep.
I believe it is disease. Yes.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Look into it. Find out. I can guarantee you, at your current level, Yuri, and you, Helen, between the two of you, you have something that can help him within the next 11 hours.
Oh, I'm using vampiric touch on him, honey.
What are you helping me about?
No.
With that, Helen, it is on you. You see this group of ancestral guardians, these spectral figures that look like members of Cutter's fallen clan surrounding you and the body of Lucius. You see this worm lashing about violently, sometimes mere inches or feet from your body, and you're trying your best as it gets close to hold stock still before it lashes out and finds something else to attack. What do you do?
I am reaching my hand out and I'm touching Lucius and I'm casting Revivify.
Okay.
Father, grant me the power. And I touch him and Revivify. You touch a creature that has died within the last minute, the creature returns to life with 1 hit point. The spell cannot return life to a creature that has died of old age, nor can it restore any missing body parts.
Do I come back as a woman now or something too?
Hold on. No,
Yeah.
that would be reincarnate. Now, Helen, yes, as things stand right now, that will work, but there is one critical piece of Revivify that I have to ask you about.
The money, the diamond
You have
dust.
300 gold pieces worth of diamonds.
I think my character would have had that because this is one of the things that I started with Revivify, so I'll leave that up to Tony to make a decision.
What level did you come in at?
5th.
You came in at 5th level. Tony, would Helen have...
The components.
Tony, would Helen have had the components to be able to cast this spell? Okay. Because, yeah, it's 300 gold worth of diamond dust. She came in at level 5, but you're saying that her character would not have had those components yet?
Really?
You're the DM.
Okay.
It'd be best for the DM to make that.
Could we also?
I mean, I feel
We have found lots of money, first of all, but second of all, remember where I came from, Tony.
Where?
Couldn't she have also raided the whatever, like the stupid like treasure dungeon for the dust, or no?
Yeah, that mage had lots of components that I stole. So
No, she's assuming that her character would have had it at this point because of all the stuff they've gone through.
Well, right now,
but,
it's your call. It's your call. Yeah.
Okay. So, he's saying it is my call, and
If I had said it, then yeah.
the fact is, it's something that would need to be on your character sheet, but any of my former players know that I am willing to bend and completely break rules for the sake of the story. So, Helen, you have called out to your father.
Mm-hmm.
You have called out to Hades, asking him to bring back your fallen companion.
I worship Hades as well.
A follower of his.
Nice.
That is a very tall order, especially when you are pleading with him without the components that you would need to be able to do so. You feel your prayer reaching out into the depths, and you feel that familiar tug as your prayers are answered. You see the gaping wound through Lucius's back and chest, slowly starting to knit close. But where his flesh once stood, pale and clean, you see it knitting and darkening into patterns of red, gray, and black across his chest. And as the wound fully heals, his body laying still, you can see the symbol of your god stitched into his flesh, directly in the center of his chest. A moment goes by. Another. You're sitting there, tears in your eyes, desperate for this to work. And suddenly, with a start and a gasp, Lucius's eyes shoot open as he takes in a deep, rasping breath. He looks to you, and you see the whites of his eyes have also gone black.
I will look at Lucius and I will say, shh. You owe me your life now. Thank you, Father. My blessed Father.
You do know, Helen, that to call upon the aid of your father without the proper tribute always comes
At a cost.
with a cost. And as you see that mark form and as you feel that gasp, you feel a part of yourself, a part of your own life force, a part of your essence rip away and travel down. Your constitution score is reduced by 2.
Yes, sir.
That will also reduce your modifier by 1, and you will lose a permanent 1 hit point per level.
Okay.
But Lucius is alive.
Thanks for the tattoo.
You owe me.
That was wild.
You have your bonus action and your movement. You have 20 feet of movement remaining. I am going to say right now, with the way things lay, I'm guessing Scribbles is still getting the fuck. Scribbles is 80 feet away. Scribbles has no idea what's going on. The vampire spawn are currently being digested. I'm going to allow both Helen and Lucius to work together if they want to try to get out of this room safely. I'm going to leave that up to you if you guys have a way to do so. Mainly because, Helen, you are not currently able to disengage.
Yes, I know that. That's why I was going to wait for my next action to disengage. But I may not get a next action. Have any bonus action? Spare the dying. It's the only bonus cantrip I have.
Okay. But you can work with Lucius to get out of this room. Lucius, what do you have?
What do I have, or what do I do?
What do you do?
Do I get any special powers with my new tattoo?
That is something to find out later.
Ooh, okay.
Sure.
I'm gonna
Not
stealth.
to be a
I'm gonna
backseat gamer,
crawl.
but forced movement does not provoke attack of opportunity.
No, that's absolutely true.
So if Lucius, you grab her and then disengage, you can pull her without provoking.
Unfortunately, it would cost Lucius his action to grab her. So he would not be able to disengage. That's why I didn't bring it up.
I don't think I'm going to be strong enough to grab anybody and force them to go with me, so I'm just going to probably just stealthily try to crawl away.
And Helen will look at Tempest and say, lightning lore.
Lord Lucius?
No.
Oh, you.
Yes, no. Do it on Lucius, please.
Lightning
Please.
lure for me?
Don't.
Me, goddammit, not the guy with 1 hit point.
Goes back down again. Oh my god, that would be terrible.
That would be hilarious, actually.
And he dies.
It's like, I'm not done with that bitch. I'm the badass now.
So are your eyes permanently black now?
Yes, they're black like my eyes.
Nice.
My eyes are black.
Oh, that's so cool.
My eyes are permanently black.
So we're gonna have to
Black, yeah.
We're gonna have to have that very pale skin and black eyes now.
All right, gonna get to give the context, I guess.
You're one of you spawn.
Not your pupils. Your pupils are how they always were, but the sclera of your eyes have turned black.
Oh, so
the whites of your eyes.
Oh.
Luckily, sclera contacts are only like $30 to $50 online.
Yeah, there you go. Next session.
Anybody want to put into the donation jar?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Who turn is it? I'm so lost right now. I'm sorry.
With this, we are actually going to move down the initiative past Lucius as he's crawling out of the room.
Quietly, hopefully.
Yes. It's now on Tempest.
Is it the top of the round?
So.
Yes, it's top of this round, but we're going through.
All right. So, how close is am I to Helen?
15 feet.
Okay, then I will lightning lure her.
Okay, roll the attack.
Why are you doing lightning lore?
She
No.
told me to.
I don't
I'm
get it.
I'm doing with the smart. She's smart. She said, "Do it." I do it.
Lightning lure me out of this room.
You're literally diving into it. You're not trying to dodge it, correct?
No, I'm not trying to dodge it. I asked her to please lightning lure me out of
As
it.
you take 13 lightning damage.
Oh, I just have 2 points left. Hit points left.
and you're ripped out of the room.
Oh my god. Better kill thyself.
The worm itself is actually still attacking the spawn that are crawling along the ceiling. You have a moment at this point for all of you to start trucking down this tunnel to get the hell away.
You bet your ass you are.
I turn
All
to
of us are
Helen.
dashing.
I turn to say to Helen real quick as I'm pulling her back. I'm like, oh shit, I did not think that would work. And then I turn around and I run.
Dash down the hallway.
Run,
Just dash at this
run.
point.
She just
dash.
Everyone.
And somebody has to pick up
Butter.
Lucius.
She looks at Cutter and she says, "Run, Butter, run."
Butter, just butter now.
Just run.
And
She knows him. She knows him enough now that like she's like, God damn it, don't let him loose on anything, because he'll be like,
as you all start running down the hall, the worm's blind sense and tremor sense does kick in, and it starts to
I
chase
still have
after
Gust
you.
of Wind up actually. So as I'm running, I'm gonna have Gust of Wind behind. I'm gonna have one hand behind us because it's constant. I have concentration up to a minute. So I'm gonna have that going behind us as we're running.
That's an amazing special effect of the Gust of Wind. Holy crap.
Absolutely. And as you're slowly pushing it back, the worm burrows into the tunnel, but its sheer size starts causing the cave itself and the tunnel around it to be collapsing around it as it's going, which is further slowing it down. But you see the entryway where you came from, this cave entrance, is just slowly crumbling in and falling, and you are running for dear life down this hall, slowly making distance away from this worm. And once the group of you, breath ragged, fire burning in your chest, your vision swimming from fear and adrenaline, you keep running, and suddenly, other than the sound of crumbling rock and the tremors within the ground, the tunnel goes silent, and as the dust settles around you, you look back to see a fully collapsed tunnel from where you came, and no sign of the worm. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
What the fuck?
Had the time of my life, and I never felt this way before.
You're
just wanna
calling up
say-
the smite for once.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you.
Can't wait to watch this.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I feel half dead.
I just want to say, when you move that mini and the condensation, that it's not just poured out like drool.
Mr. Tony, man. I would have had those components.
Oh my god.
Rich.
Excellent game, guys.
Thank you. No, I enjoy DMing. I enjoy the story that I'm able to put forth for you guys. But what you guys pulled off tonight is the real adventure here. I'm controlling the NPCs, I'm controlling the monsters in the environment, but it's your decisions, it's your choices, it's your banter that makes this game what it is. So thank you guys for allowing me the pleasure of DMing for you.
Thank you, Rich.
Awesome.
That was awesome.
You rock, Rich. Thank you.
You really
That
did.
was
Absolutely.
a blast.
Helen, Lucius, and Tony. The four of us will have to talk a little bit later in the week about what is going on from here and what all of this means.
It'll be fun to roleplay, that's for sure.
Amy, because she's gonna be playing a vampirist. So when she
So she's playing
in the Stefan game, she's playing an NPC, a vampirist.
Okay.
So I have to talk to her anyway. So yeah, that would work out perfectly.
All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll talk about what that mark on Lucius's chest means, what that rip of life force from Helen means, and everything else tied into it for you guys, so it can continue in the story when I'm not here. But I can tell you all this. You will be seeing me again, because Barnabas is still out there.
Oh no.
And guess what? I'm gonna be ready with more smite.
Yeah, this time I have the touch of devil with me.
I mean, we basically defeated a purple worm, so he's like nothing.
I mean,
Yeah, you think.
The worm is dead.
We defeated nothing, dude.
I
We got
don't
lucky.
think the worm is dead, to be fair.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
you saw
shot.
you saw it
Yeah, that was a
collapse
great
and
story.
everything. It's like it's done. It's done now.
Well, guys, look.
That was really, really well done. Thank you, DM. That was
Look at the
awesome.
bright.
Well done.
Look at the bright side. At least this time, Lucius didn't spend like 15 minutes dead on the ground. So
Yeah, no, that's true.
They got you. We got you up this time, Lucius.
compared to what is it? One of our first games where we just kind of left them on the ground.
Yeah.
That wasn't me. That was not me.
Horrible.
No, that was with me and Rich actually.
Yeah,
Rich and Jimmy all did that because
I didn't do that.
Because
I just
Lucius
saw Leonard
decided
looking
to be the shield.
I can just imagine Selenar just looking at Lucius' body and just like, Anyway.
We were in a cave. We were in a forest. To be fair, and he was up against a tree. He was fine.
Oh, he's
For the record.
on the ground. What a shame. Somebody grab his book before we go.
He told me to study.
Oh, trust me, it wasn't Helen's mind to grab all those like spell components that he's got.
But all right, guys, with
Oh,
this,
terrible.
I'm going to take my leave from the stream. I'm going to pass you all back over to Tony so he can do
thank
his
you.
full spiel. Thank you guys
Thank you.
so much.
Coming down,
Thank you,
that was
sir.
a terrible drive, but
It was totally worth the drive. Thank you guys so much. I will
Thanks for
see
doing
you.
that, Rich.
I will
Thanks.
see you sooner than you hope.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for the fun game.
Hey.
Vacation.
You're gorgeous.
My producer yelling. No, so hey man, I hope you all had a great time. That was pretty. I can't hear everything, but from what I heard, it was totally insane. You know what I could see. So yeah.
Now Lucius only speaks Infernal.
Yeah. Dude, I had no look.
Not common.
Rich and I have a general idea because he obviously has great DMing skills. And I set up the Dwarven Forge. I kind of get I give him like a context for the story of what's going to go on. But little like things that he does, he comes up with his own within the framework, which is crazy. Like I knew about the purple worm, I knew about the vampire, I knew about all that. But what I didn't know about was the Hades thing. So when he did that, I was like, what -2 to Helen's con. I could almost feel Amy stabbing me like, you don't
Yes.
you, Tony.
Tony.
It's like, wait, I had no idea.
There was
about
no
that.
animosity as far as I could tell.
I think there was any, to be honest.
No, it was like, yes, sir.
That hurt. That
It
hurt
was like,
pretty hard.
resigned. Okay.
That hurt really
Oh my
bad. But
God.
you know what? She would have done it. She would have done it anyway. But still the same. She had no idea how that was going to turn out. So that was awesome.
Oh my gosh, you have so many great ideas, girl. I would have not. I would have.
Did we do
never have
identify
thought.
on those mushrooms?
That was, what did you say?
Did we do identify on those mushrooms?
I don't even think you did identify the
Oh,
most.
damn
I
it.
think we're figuring out what they do right now.
I think it was established they're not magical.
Poison. They're poison. You have to
Magical.
Yeah.
Well, what I like is really cool is now this kind of opens up, like possibilities where, Helen, y'all might have to maybe even go on a quest or decide to do something trying to get her. I don't know, y'all are evil, so maybe you won't give a crap. But you're trying to get her
No, I
constitution
think
back.
we give a crap. We need her.
So yeah, she is your cleric, So
and
there
the
you
voice
go.
of reason and the mother of the group.
When you metagamey, having a cleric is nice. So,
Having
but
a
yeah,
cleric-
Helen.
but yeah, that was totally. I had no idea that was coming.
Your ears, it's a heart.
I had no idea about the Lucius. I didn't know. Like when Rich and I discussed it, I was just like, they're kind of open that if they die, they're okay with it as long as it's fair. As long as it's challenging but fair. So because I'm constantly like trying to put the light sauce on. Like we don't want to maybe so I was talking to him even with when he told me about. I originally wanted to do an idea that Helen sent me, which but he came up with the purple worm. I was like, what a purple worm? But that thing is like what?
The vampire CR13.
He was like, no, let's do a purple worm. And I was like, it's in the Underdark. He goes, it will make sense. And I was like, okay, well whatever, man, you're DMing it. I go, as long as we can manage it where, there's a challenge, but it's not unfair where they feel like there's no chance to win. So he told me he would. And but I got scared a few times there, Rich. I'm not gonna lie. A few times I was like, wait, is he just gonna go full TPK? Has he just decided to go down that road right now? I forgot about Has he forgot about our plan? Like, and to make sure, like, you know, we want to be challenging, you know, but be fair. I thought maybe for a second he was like, no, fuck fairness.
I honestly thought for a second Rich was gonna kill us, to be honest.
I honestly thought there was going to be something to come and eat the purple worm.
Wait, what did you
Like
say?
that's what I thought was going to happen.
I'm not a bastard.
Yes.
I want them to succeed.
Yeah, I want them to succeed too. I just want them to have fun, and I think they had fun right there. I had fun watching it, even though I couldn't hear everything. I just see it and hear your
You're
end
gonna go back to watch
and
it
see the
afterward,
chat.
but-
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go watch it for real. Yeah,
Also, I think you had another follower.
yeah, we had some
Yeah, there
followers.
was a-
Thank you. Thank you to our new subscribers. Thank you so much. Thank you to Kopik Doll for signing up for one of our higher tiers of Patreon. Thank you so much, Kopik. And I think she had to go anyway.
she
but
left a while
yeah,
ago.
she had to leave. So, but maybe she'll watch this and she might see it. So thanks to Kopik Doll. And I'll be seeing her this coming Thursday for our Zoom meeting where, you know, we can just discuss. I'll be talking about what I'm writing and she can tell me what she needs help with. And, you know, because that's where my strength lies, I think. My strength, honestly, Rich is an amazing in-the-moment improv combat guy. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Okay, he's amazing. I'm trying to learn what he does. I want to absorb it so I can just add it to my DM skills. But yeah, he is his amazing ability. But I think one of my strength is I write good stories and create narratives, do little voices, you know, stuff like that. I almost wish we could have a situation where Rich does combat and then I do narratives and talk through the characters and the drama and the interactions. That would be the dream scenario right there. Because then you've got what?
I'm so sorry for interrupting, but I really recommend, if somebody can gift you this or you can get it yourself, this book here.
What is that?
What the fuck is it?
What does it say? There's glare. What is it?
It says
I'm
the
sorry.
monsters
What
know
they're
The
doing.
monsters know what they're doing. It literally tells you what a monster would do based on its skills and all this
Rich-
stuff. Pretty much when you're
that's-
saying you're not sure what a monster would do, it tells you exactly what it would do, what strategies
Yeah.
to win.
It's an awesome book.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out because Rich had told me about something to look at too. And this week I was focused on improving our Patreon and doing some other things. That was my main focus is improving things. Is I got our sessions in the tank written for where y'all going. I got stuff built, already set up. That's what I do, right? And then you know, so that I've got all that done ready. You're like weeks ahead for stuff.
You're the Minecrafter.
Well, yeah, y'all are literally like probably about a month or two ahead for things you could go to, places you could go, and you know, possible encounters that you could do, set up. So
We're just
anyway.
going to go south, probably. Actually,
That's fine. I have something set up, but yeah. So, darn, I forgot what to say. But yeah, Rich, that's what I hope. That's what I'd like to think my strength is, and the dream scenario would be to have Rich for combat all the time. I don't know if y'all want that. Have Rich have combat, and then me do the story narrative side where I come in and do the voices and the talk and the drama and all that stuff like that. So who knows? Maybe I don't know. You know, I can make enough money and I can pay Rich to start coming down here. That'd be awesome. But yeah, going back to us saying thank you to subscribers, thank you to Kopik Doll, see her Thursday, and for our Patreon, being that Kopik signed up, what she signed up for is one of the new shows that we're going to be starting just for our Patreon, higher level patron supporters. Is like you get a private, well, it's patrons, all the patrons come in there or at that tier, but you get a Zoom meeting with me. And what I do is, like I said, I write. Like I actually wrote the module that we're doing for the Stefan game. Stefan Percorni and Ann Carlton and Eric's in there, and now Lucius is going to be in there. Winged is going to be in there for the next game, and of course Amy's going to be in there. So all these people are going to be in there for the Stefan and Ann game. It's going to be really crazy. Because we even do a rehearsal for that game, so we make sure we're really good. So yeah, it's going to be really cool. And what's really neat about that is you can join the Patreon, and then you can come to those meetings, and I could tell you my creative process, like how I come up with things, how I start writing. Like sometimes I draw stuff from history, like or draw upon things from history for events, people, cities, things like that. I start thinking
Hey, you're
about.
giving away your secrets.
Giving away the secrets too early.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a little taste. Give you a taste.
I love that song.
You got to
so I
give them
should
a
be
taste.
studying the Ottoman Empire and the Roman Empire.
Yeah. So giving you a taste, but yeah. So basically, you'd come to these meetings, and yeah, you get to see that, and you also get to do another one that I'll do is just that we're going to be doing is, and these are bi-weekly, those, I call it Creative Station, where it's just going to be you brainstorming and everything else. But what's also neat about that is when you come to the writing ones, if you're a Patreon supporter, is that ideas that you might throw at me, like, hey, Tony, it'd be really cool, like if you did this at that point in the module, and then you might see that idea that you gave me put into our games. And then you become, and your idea becomes part of the lore of our games that you see here forever, which is awesome. It's forever on the internet. So you know that your creation or your creativity made it to us. So yeah, you help me, I help you, and we just get better at modular writing and creating and DMing. And also we have guest stars from the cast. Like maybe Rich could come down here one day and tell you how he learned to DM and all his skills and all the things that he knows. What?
Lots of drugs.
Not drugs. Okay, drugs. No. Well, we all do.
It's a process.
You know? It's a
process. Drugs, maybe not for everybody.
Drugs help the process. But yeah, maybe Rich could come down, and then days were like here, members of the cast right in here. It could they'll be coming in and talking, and hopefully, I won't be bugging the cast members, obviously, because we got like 14 people. But if I could get like 1 or 2 people, different ones, that would only be like maybe once or twice a year they'd have to come in and just hang out for a few hours. So that wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, for sure. I would be down for that too.
It sounds fun to me. It sounds fun.
Yeah, and you just and the people in the audience would get to, or the Patreon supporters, they're at that level, would get to ask you questions, maybe about how you do your costumes, anything that y'all basically want to ask. So yeah, and that's what we're doing. Yeah, what costume? What costume?
I want to say that I'm so glad that Lucius's costume is not wasted. It's a beautiful red robe and those ears and everything. And you never got that wig yet, right?
I was planning on coming back as Little Red Riding Hood, so
maybe I could be a big bad wolf. I don't know.
Just call me Nancy.
I am glad that Lucius survived, because I mean, if it's fair and no one's upset that they died, but it still like hurts. But I'm glad that Rich would have did it and not me. That would have been on him. I'm like, I didn't do it.
Who invited me?
Thanks for using up your health and constitution and your well-being and non-existent diamonds for me.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I have plans for you yet.
I'm sure. You're gonna have me like hatching diamonds, like a chicken, the golden goose.
It would ruin all my plans if you died.
Wait, maybe Lucius has to start singing now. Diamonds are forever, forever. No fear that they might.
Diamonds in the sky.
No.
I don't think
I'd like to be shine on you, crazy diamond.
I don't think Helen will want to torture
that's a good
everybody
one.
like that. That's pure torture. Don't do that.
Don't torture her. She doesn't like to be tortured. She likes to do the torturing, remember?
I feel you, girl. I feel you.
I'm not sure if I'm ready to role play that part.
Yeah, so the safe word is that's all we're gonna hear.
Oh,
The safe word is.
That's the last thing you'll hear, because we are PG rated. We are a family channel.
PG.
PG-13. We are a family channel.
Well, we're somewhat.
Are we? Fuck.
We try to keep it somewhat clean, but our producer was feeling good tonight, so we'll look back there at our executive producer. He turned 21 recently, so that's all I'm gonna say.
Nice.
JC just birthday. Happy birthday.
I think JC, for anyone who's about my age, or in their 30s, who's been around the block, we all know about Four Loko.
Four Loko? Oh my god, I have some stories.
You mean that canned soda that like?
There's so many stories.
I don't remember any of them.
Four Loko always comes with the story, and it usually ends with, and that's how I got arrested.
I myself, I didn't.
That's how But
that's how I almost died.
And even I thought
If I remember the first time I saw
I got arrested, okay.
But all jokes aside, we also have a painting show, like I mentioned earlier, that Jay Reaper Miniatures has been so kind to give us their full support by giving us free minis whenever we want to do for our painting show. And so Jay, our great painter on the West Coast, is going to be doing a show. He's going to be playing a little bit later for our East Coast fans, which is great. For you West Coasters out there, You'll get to hang out with him. It's called The Joy of Miniature Painting, kind of like, you know, Bob Ross vibe there, happy little minions. So yeah, you'll get to hang out with Jay. I think he said he's going to be running it from 7 to 10 Pacific Standard Time. So yeah, that's like 10 to 1 here. So it's a late one. I don't know if I'll even be able to stay up and be hanging on the chat for that one, because I have to bring my son to school now that he's back in school. He's 5, so he has to bring him to kindergarten every morning. So yeah, but yeah, we got a lot going on. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for the Patreon supporters. Thank you for listening to my long spiel here. But yeah, thank you so much. And we are about to get on out of here, and y'all have a wonderful night. And bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
Stay alive out there. Stay alive.
Sleep well.
Stay alive. That's the last thing you want them to hear.
I mean, now Lucius can sing. What's that song? I survived. I will survive.
Yeah, I will survive.
I will survive.